Hey everyone, and welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Game Podcast, episode number 101!
Yeah, I bet they thought we were just going to stop.
I don't think they thought that
would have been a
at
good
all.
place to stop.
That would have been funny if we were just like, we just never made one ever again.
We never made one.
Yeah. We can't make one ever again.
We can.
Yeah, we can. We can
But
do
we
Black
can't.
Wings again.
We could.
How about we just, for all of the subsequent ones, we just redo all the ones we did.
We go back to the beginning.
Exactly, like in order.
Yeah.
We begin again.
And then once we've done 200, we do them all again.
It'll be different. So
Poor new archetypes. Aw.
They never see the light of day.
And then, once our listeners are strangling us because they've heard Black Wings for the 4th time, then, only then, will we allow them to die.
Yes. But,
yeah, this is, in case you didn't know, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Game Podcast.
I said that.
yeah, he did, and that's Justin, and I'm Kyle.
And I'm Matt.
And today is the 27th?
The 27th, which is a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday.
The day in which they are wed. That is the origin of the name, I'm pretty sure. It has to do with weddings.
I would hope so.
No.
Or weddings. Whatever those people
Let's get a
are.
little farther before we get off
I
track.
always think it's funny how
What is the topic?
all the American weekdays of the week are based on like totally weird things. And then in the past they're like in other languages, they're all based on what everybody else, they all have like the same one.
Mm.
But only America. We have like the god of the sun for Sunday and like Saturn and like planets and stuff. Right?
I get it.
Okay.
I wasn't here for the last two, so you've had to compensate. You had to compensate me being here by going off track a little bit.
Fair enough. So what are we talking about
It's
today?
okay, I'm here. Yeah.
It's a fairly light topic.
It's a good question.
Just personal preferences when it comes to being a Yu-Gi-Oh player.
What does it mean to
So we
you?
get to talk about ourselves a lot.
Yeah, basically.
More than usual.
We'll give you, Justin, some time to, you'll get yours.
Actually, so
I'm
me
good.
and Matt are going to leave, and you're going to continue for 2 more hours.
Mm-hmm.
I might get a little short.
So I thought we'd start off just with news.
Okay. No, yeah. Do you have like an email pop-up thing for Gmail?
Yeah.
It just said they've shipped your package.
No!
What package?
That those tokens that I've been waiting for forever.
Really?
That they said would take 2 weeks. It says they just shipped it. I just got an email. And it's like I was like, oh, that's the website that sent me the package. And I was like, wait a minute. And then like there's like a little blurb, and I was like,
Oh. Well, you heard it. Live news. The tokens are coming.
Live failure.
yeah.
The tokens will arrive.
Only a few weeks late. Only 3 weeks late.
So, news.
News.
Not everyone can have it.
I can't use my internets because the Belkin said no.
Ah.
That crazy Belkin. Not a whole lot of special news.
The Astral Pack comes out,
In April.
I've got some news for you.
next month.
Fog King is over $25.
Yeah. If you didn't know, which everybody seems to be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like all these card prices are going up.
I couldn't understand.
Why?
I wanted to stop.
It's so simple.
I
That
wanted
card
it
is.
all to stop.
That card's dumb.
I can't. It was so refreshing not having to worry about cards. Droll and Lockbird is $8. Okay.
That's like
Is
the
it
dumbest
still
thing.
$8?
It's the stupid. Like I understand why they're going up, but the
$10.
stupid thing is we don't even know. Like Fog King, they run. Some people run
don't
one.
use those.
Like in Japan, some people
Yeah.
run one in one deck. Why is it $30?
Looks like you just got dropped off that hype train.
Me?
The hype train is going to go strong without you.
No, they're going so like this is the most hyped people I've ever done about like anything.
That's why I was
Doesn't
like
make any
so.
sense.
I was like, well, not upset. I was just really intolerant of the stupidity that I was seeing.
People are just like, you know what? We'll spend anything to get ahead of the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even like established cards like. I bet you didn't know Gaga Cowboy was like 2025 right now.
Yeah, we all knew that.
That's sad.
Black Ship is 2025.
That makes
That's
sense.
reasonable.
That should have been there. But what is it like? Big Guy's still like $10 million.
But I mean, Zenmaines is getting less popular, so Black Ship is getting more popular.
Yes.
I feel like they're like linked. I mean, as Zenmaines gets less popular, Black Ship is going to be less popular.
And like more people are like doing things that Black Ship doesn't do anything about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then why is it getting better?
Black Ship is like a really niche card.
I don't think it's that niche.
Well, I mean, it's niche enough that you wouldn't just like splash it in your extra deck just for no reason.
If I'm running 4s and I have the space,
Well, I mean,
it's one of the 2 ranks
will.
4s I'll run.
I would agree.
As of now, in America, yes, you have room for it.
Yeah.
You're in Japan. Let's pretend you were in Japan. Would you run it?
What am I running?
Let's just say. Let's not.
What are you running it in now?
Heroes. You're running Heroes.
Of course.
Okay. Would you run it in? I mean, I can't think of like anything.
Decks that have 4s should be running it because it's amazing.
What's a deck that spams 4s? Besides Heroes?
Light Sworns,
Fire Fists.
Fire Fists.
Fire Fists.
Fire Fists don't need it. They're not going to summon it. They're not going to summon like anything but their own 2 boss monsters
Just gonna
and
blow other
Maestro,
stuff
maybe.
You ask yourself the essential question: what summons 4s? And you get an answer of like 2 decks maybe.
Exactly. But so if you run 4s, you're
Okay,
running
done
Black
running.
Ship. Yeah, they're running that.
All right.
Straight up. That Spear Reaper making their day go downhill.
And basically,
Okay.
that's
Some
one of the
corn.
good things that it's for. Spirit Reaper and doing 1,000 extra damage.
And when you can't attack, or you don't want to attack,
Yeah.
I was going to Corn.
I mean, that's another reason. Like, not only can Gaga Cowboy kill things like BLS, it also can win you games stupidly.
People run Gaga Cowboy because it's just another way to get out when you're like in a tournament and you just need to win.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
people are finding out that it's good when they have 1,600 or less. Just summon Cowboy in defense mode, burn them, and then dare them to do something about it. And if they don't, they lose extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Black Ship just does 1,000 damage,
Yeah.
and gets rid of a monster, which is arguably more valuable.
Arguably.
Arguably.
But, yeah, card prices are going.
Card prices are stupid now.
So what is King Fog used in again? 'Cause I can't
Fog
remember.
King?
Fog King.
Elemental Dragons. He
Oh,
is one of
that's
the.
right,
There's
that's
2
right.
monsters that are going up. For some reason, everybody's all like bent on Fog King, but Fusilier Dragon, the Dual Mode Beast, is also very expensive. Fog King is the 1 tribute level 7, and Fusilier Dragon is a no tribute level 7.
You can summon Fog King without any tributes.
No, you have to summon him with 1, right?
You can do it without a tribute. Its attack is equal to.
Oh, you can
the
do it without.
combined-
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, if he was 1, then no one would like it.
that's that makes more sense.
So
Then.
yeah, level 7 spellcaster, water, 0/0.
I think they
and-
run him because he's water, and Fusilier's dark, right?
Yeah.
And water is an element, and dark is not,
So why
what-
is Fusilier getting left?
because it does more.
Because it's not as hard to
It
get.
doesn't suck.
Like, Fog King only came out in Light of Destruction in the United States.
It's a secret,
It's
but
only a secret.
Fusilier doesn't get love because it's not water. But
Yeah.
it does get use because you can side into skill drain. If you like, and it still has 1,400 attack.
Mhm.
It's still
It has attack.
You can make cheap and easy big eye.
Cheap and easy big eye, and what's that stupid ship?
Ghost. You can do the planes.
Yeah, Drago Sack.
Drago Sack!
The thing is
You ready to get Drago?
kind of
Sack with
stupid.
Ready to get Drago sacked?
It's a Drago Sack. Yeah, but
There's no way they're gonna keep the name now. That sucks.
yeah, I don't want it to be.
I want to
that
say
name.
like
one
I want
Drago
to summon
sack.
it and win and just like you just got Drago sacked.
When I think of sack, I think of a spider egg sack.
When I think of sack, I mean I think
Where's
of
the
like someone
full
just
name?
sacked you.
It's Mecha Phantom Beast Drago Sack. I really hope they don't keep Mecha Phantom Beast.
I don't care about anything other than the sack going away.
I want this to use Phantom
I
Beast.
want it to be less sacky.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm confused about. Are they actually Phantom Beasts?
Oh, that's interesting.
That'd be interesting.
I wonder if it would be in the trivia.
I don't know.
Phantom Beast. Is there any relevant Phantom Beast support?
Kind of. There's one. No, there's not, actually. What did I just say?
What are you talking about?
There's those, like, phantom beasts that do things in the graveyard.
Crosswing, Rock Lizard, Thunder Pegasus. Those are the 3 that do stuff in the graveyard. And then there's like Gazelle,
Yeah.
which counts as one, doesn't it? Or they all like mention him.
They all mention him.
Yeah. Was it Phantom Beast Crosswing? He has 300 attack for every Phantom Beast monster while he's in the graveyard.
Yad.
Woo.
Yad.
Blocklister is the best. Maybe. E7. That's something.
You can tribute summon it. Oh, that's funny. You can tribute summon it with 1 tribute if you tribute
A
a
phantom
Phantom
beast.
Beast monster.
Oh, you can
so
tribute
it's a level
in.
7.
That's funny.
When it destroys a monster by battle, like 500 damage to your opponent. When it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card effect, inflict 2,000 damage to your opponent.
Oh yeah,
Punishment.
Thunder Pegasus, and then
Best one.
now you can remove play from your graveyard to make battle damage 0, and a monster not destroyed by battle that is a Phantom Beast, which is actually very good.
That's the best one.
It's a Beast Warrior, 10 key.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're all Beast Warriors, right?
Yes.
Except for maybe what the? Why was that open?
I don't know.
Rock Lizard was a Beast Warrior, and then
I know the Antlers one. 17 with Trample.
oh yeah.
Fortune of Prophecy. Is
I
that
don't even
what they
remember what it's called. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think so.
Ah.
And then that one, the other one might be a Wing Beast though. I already lost my page.
I'm not worried about it.
Neither am I. But you said Astro Pack released in April. In Arsenal is April 19th. That's about 20 something days away.
Yep. Oh, I want my
years
pre-orders
in
in now.
Yeah,
We should
and then
buy as much of it as possible.
Pre-order.
get a lot. Yeah, I'll do some splittage.
Splittage.
I'll split split you on 2 boxes.
You buy one, I'll buy
Buy one,
one,
yeah.
and we'll split it.
I'll split it.
We'll split the tax.
Yeah. But, and then lower the Tachyon, May 7th, 16th.
Whoa.
Right.
That's, like, a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest is too
Wait.
far out to care.
Wait a little bit longer. My
Fortunately,
prophecies.
my prophecy deck.
My prophecy deck,
Yeah.
which will become a Fortune Lady deck.
Maybe. No. You always fall back on your better prophecy build.
There's potential. I thought there was a lot of potential there. The Spellbook of Life on Fortune Lady deck
I guess.
for 4,000 attack monster.
Pretty good, I guess.
Do we ever talk about Battle Pack 2?
Did they say anything that's in it?
No, nothing yet.
Prediction.
Take you.
Slife of the Sky Dragon.
I think. Oh, not raw.
Why raw?
Why would you... You would hopefully never open that ever.
Raw already got
Even in
reprinted.
Battle Pack. Yeah, it did already get reprinted, didn't it?
Yeah, it came in a special edition. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, it did. You're right.
It was so annoying.
Unwarranted.
You
Injustice.
can go with this, or you can go with Valor. Or you can go with this, or you can go with Valor.
Valor. You can go with Valor, or you can go with Valor. You can go with Valor. What is it? Young Bayless.
Young Valor, what?
Ricky's like terminology. You cut off the end and add is. And you add young to the beginning. Young Bayless.
That's funny. And yeah, I don't have a lot of hope for this new battle pack. I don't know what they're going to do to it. Is it going to be all new cards? Is it going to be a collection of the
It's
same
like
cards?
themed.
Themed.
Like, oh, it's all zombies. I don't know.
No.
And then so like there's zombie support in it.
Battle packs don't.
I don't want it to be.
They
I
should
don't
call
want
it
to be
Battle
zombies,
Pack 2 Zombie Civil War.
But like I mean, they could add thematic cards into it if they did that, because they can't just do the like generic good cards again, because they pretty much did like everything.
The point of Battle Pack is that you can build a deck.
Exactly. If everything is themed towards one thing,
But then
or
that'd be
two
really,
things.
really boring.
Would it?
Yeah, it would.
Why?
Because everyone would be doing the same thing.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, they would.
You get
No,
if
they
you
wouldn't.
go
What
to
if
a
it was
tournament-
warrior themed?
Okay, warrior themed maybe.
They could add a
Like-
bunch of like warrior support, like a warrior return live. That's a general card.
Probably only warriors have enough support to make that viable.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't
Like,
say that. What
what-
if it
what-
was
what
all
are the-
water support?
For all Earth.
That's really generic.
I didn't say it couldn't be
Is
generic.
good.
No.
They have to make
Generic
it
means you
generic.
can splash
I
stuff.
thought you were getting
Ah!
Splash.
that joke.
Oh, the girl up and died.
That joke didn't cover any ground.
Okay, moving on.
Down to earth now.
Let's move on to.
Ugh.
Usually we get farther than we are.
He's
Let's-
already
let's-
given up.
Let's talk
No,
about
how much time are we at? We're at 14 and we're already like done with news.
news. We haven't even talked about like what we've been doing.
There, we can talk about that when we're dead.
You won't be doing anything when you're dead.
Conversation over. Has there been YCSs since?
Yes, there has been a
Yes,
YCSs
there we go.
since.
We're not even done with the news. He false hopes.
What was it? YCS Texas, Austin, Texas.
Oh, what happened there?
Boring. I honestly thought it was very boring.
Oh, I watched a video where the World Championship was happening in Japan. and one person was playing Dino Rabbit, the other person was playing Inzectors, and the Dino Rabbit player opened it was Destiny. The Dino Rabbit player opened Logia Set 4, and then the Inzector player played Duality, and he chained Macrocosmos to it. And the Inzector player played 2 MSTs, hit a Lance and a Torrential, and then played Heavy Storm and got Starlight voted.
Wow.
Unsurprisingly, at the end, when the Dino Rabbit player prevailed by crushing him, he started crying.
Why?
Because he just lost the World Championship in Japan.
To thatness.
To that.
Okay.
That badness.
Okay, here. I got you the top 16 decks.
Oh, cool.
For, what is this again? Austin, Texas. So, we got heroes, one hero. This is gonna be hard. I should have, separated it. Okay, we got a hero, Windups, a Mermail, Electrum OTK, another Mermail, Yugioh, Dino Rabbit, Mermail again, Karakuri, Dino Rabbit, Mermail, Fire Fist, Mermail, Monarchs, Mermail. And who would have thought?
Not Electrum OTK.
Electrum OTK, it was actually a new OTK, but it's still retarded, so who cares?
People know about it now.
Electrum Cannon!
What do they do? What's new about it?
It's a new OTK. You don't even need the bird bombarding bird bomb.
Bird bomb, bada bomb bomb.
Okay, so new OTK, you summon Electrum. Summon Electrum. Summon Electrum. Exceeds for Gustav Max. Detach. 2000. Gaia. Electrum. Gustav Max. Gaia. Okay, and you keep going until you've done Infinite Gustav Max.
Gaia.
You could only summon 3.
3 Gaias?
No, 3 Gustav Max.
No, you shuffle them back into the deck.
Oh, God.
Because you banish them to summon Gaia. And then once you run out of Gaias, you start doing Gaia into Gaia, so you can put your Gaias back in your deck. Infinite Gustav. He only ran 1 Gustav Max, because it doesn't matter. It literally does not matter where anything goes. The OTK is so perfect that once it starts, if you do not destroy Fusion Gate, he wins no matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what. There is not a card that anybody runs that can stop the OTK once he started. Unless you destroy
What's
Fusion
the card that people don't run that can stop it?
I don't know, some card that's you can't Fusion Summon this turn, or something like that.
Wait, so
it's he's summon Electrum, and then you're bottomless, and he's okay, summon Electrum. If you have 3 bottomless, you might be able to win. No, wait, no, man. Never mind. So when Electrum's summoned...
You can only have 2 bottomless.
And when Electrum's summoned, he shuffles all banished monsters back into the deck. So you keep Fusion Gating them to banish, and he always shuffles them back. So if you're bottomless Gustav Max, he's okay, banish Gustav Max, summon Electrum, and then goes back in the deck. He can Fusion summon enough times to get out of everything.
But Electrum requires...
4 elemental heroes, yeah.
Yeah.
But as soon as you summon them, they go back to the deck. Because he banishes them.
But how does he keep using them?
Because he keeps putting them back in the deck. Because he's running Fusion Material. It's obviously a Fusion Material OTK. You play Fusion Material, you have Fusion Gate on the field, you win the game. That's what he does. That's his deck.
Well, what if he was running non-fusion area?
Exactly. But that's a field spell, isn't it?
No. It's
Is that continuous trap or something?
Yeah, it's a continuous trap.
Then he'll MST it?
That place looks so desolate. Non-fusion area.
But, so, Fusion Material is a trap. During the turn you activate it, you can use Fusion Materials from your hand, field, deck, and graveyard.
Chain Material.
As Fusion Material.
Chain Material.
Yeah. Oh, Chain Material.
Yeah.
Whoa. Chain Material, my bad. So if you have that in Fusion Gate, you can infinitely Fusion Summon.
Look up non-fusion area.
No.
Do it.
And then that he topped. And that's the most interesting deck we got.
How did he lose?
He probably just lost to someone. I don't know. Mermail OTK. Who knows? They're he was oh no, didn't draw Fusion Gate or didn't draw Chain Material in 2 turns. I lose. But he ran a bunch of good traps too, so.
Bottomless, 3 Chain Material, 3 Fusion Gate,
Draw.
and
You ran
2 Duality.
3 card D, 2 Duality. He was running Bottomless, Dark Bribes, Fiendish Chains, Mirror Force, the Solemns, and Torrentials with 3 Neos Alias.
Dig until you can't dig anymore.
Yeah.
And sit on your goods.
And he had 2 Super Poly as well. So there, yeah.
That's stupid Electrum.
Stupid Electrum.
Pretty
Forces him to not care about wasting his fusions and stuff. He's oh, fusion. Oh. Just because.
The back row, it will be baited.
Yeah, and Electrum requires, like, what is it? Bubble Man, Clay Man, Bracinatrix, and Avion, so he runs one of each.
Yep.
That isn't really relevant.
Oh,
If he's running triple Terraform and Fusion Gate.
Mm-hmm.
Because he can randomly fusion them just to get out of a situation. He's like, oh, Great Tornado. Oh, that was close. He hopes to draw that Bracinatrix with his bad hand so he can draw out of it with Nova Master. Yeah. But, what is it? The Monarch deck got top 4. It is not an exciting deck at all. It's like, if you were thinking I'm running Frog Monarchs, what do you think you'd be running?
Frog Monarchs.
His deck. That's what you'd be running. It'd be exactly the same. I was like, oh, this is boring. I was hoping someone he was doing something interesting and that caused
This is legitimately everything that you would run.
It is, I was like, wow.
It is. Well, it's like, that's surprising.
The only difference is someone dared to run it.
He ran one more Treeborn Frog than I expected.
Ooh.
When he ran 3 instead of what I'd only run 2.
3 Treeborn Frog, 1 Rodentonen, and
3
then
swap.
3 swap.
What do you mean? He's running Jinzo.
That's
one
like,
Jinzo.
That's like understandable.
He's just having a little fun.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's so exactly the same as what you'd expect.
It is.
You know what? Like, you just said he was having a little fun. Imagine, like, someone who's just wearing, like, a suit and tie going to work, and then just to have a little fun, they have, like, a different code, like, buttons.
Exactly. That's what he did. He's got one differently colored button.
Yeah. Oh, it's red today instead of my normal pro silver.
Look at my Jinzo button.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sad.
He's got a little Jinzo button. There was a Karakuri deck.
Tell me the wind-up.
I don't even know what the wind-up deck was.
Monk? Was he running Xyz Remora?
He wasn't running Xyz Remora. I can guarantee that. I've never seen the deck, though. I didn't look. But the Karakuri guy was running a pretty boring one that was based around machine duplication. He was running a really random Gen X tuner.
He was running a tight ship.
He was running
Sure.
Gen X Ally Remote. Once per turn, you can select one face-up tuner monster on the field. That monster's name is treated as Gen X controller.
It's got 500 attack.
Was he doing shenanigans with that, though? Like making Triforce stuff?
No, he was machine duping it.
Why is he using Gen X Ally Remote?
I don't know why he was using that one. It has high defense, I think, like 16.
18.
See, look at that. That's what it does.
You said it and it doesn't die.
They're like, attack with Gorilla, and they're like, oh no. Oh. It doesn't die.
But it's a level 3 machine tuner, and he was running Solar Windjammer.
Yeah.
God.
Instant fusions.
Of course.
Yep.
It was pretty much like that one guy that we saw last time, except with a little flair of his own.
Yep.
A bunch of Mermails. I mean, there's nothing to say about the Mermail decks.
The floodgates opened up,
Other than I
basically.
hate him.
Yeah, the one that got first was running 2 Royal Decree in the main deck. Exciting. It's like Billy Brake's deck with 2 Royal Decrees. That's what it was. And I was like, whoa.
Win the mirror match.
Yeah. Win the game. That reminds me, I really want to make the continuous trap deck. I want them to activate Abyss Sphere, and I want to chain Imperial Custom. I want them to never destroy my monsters for the rest of the game. Because they can't.
That's funny.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you can't activate MST? Okay. No spells for you. And then I wait for them to mill out. I say, can you verify your deck count? And then if it's game 1, I will wait until I draw and win. Hopefully, that's what I do.
That's funny.
It'd be worth it. But
So,
yeah,
you're a Fire Fist player. You decide to put in 3 Direct Rebas, 3 Sabersaurs, and 2 Rescue Rabbit. You're good.
Yeah, that's what the guy... Is that the guy who topped?
Is that the Death Sea song too? No,
It should have been
it's
called
not surprising at all. Like, I was thinking about doing
better
this.
name for the deck would be like Rabbit Fist. Yeah, he wasn't even... Okay, that's so much better. Like, just 3 bear and 1 gorilla. That's all you need.
Yeah.
He's got the Energy warped.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's figuring out that you just run Fire Fist as a ninja.
Well, yeah. Because you can't do anything with them right now.
None of the other ones help you in particular.
You know what windups need? 2 bear and some Tenki. That's it.
Yeah.
2 bear and some Tenki.
That's okay.
And 1 gorilla.
I want
Bears.
1 gorilla. Why don't I have gorilla?
I have a gorilla.
I will steal it from you. Do you have it now? Is it home?
No, I don't have it now.
Ah, sad.
I wanted to make a dragon dex. Because I was thinking, people don't appreciate that card enough.
What card?
Dragon. Fire Fist, Dragon.
Oh.
Dragon is the one that you send to
special
Fire
summon
Fist
one from the
Fire
graveyard.
Formations. Oh, yeah.
And
I
when the
love
trap is activated, it sets another one.
I really like that one.
People just don't appreciate the card. It just spawns cards.
It does.
You don't have to do anything. It's not like Bear and Gorilla where you have to do something.
Mhm.
It just does it. It's like, hey.
It gets no respect.
And it's got higher attack. I was just like, man, you can enginize this one by itself. And people won't, though. Who was I talking to? Jordan. I was like, you should make a Uriah deck with Dragon. And I was like, it'd be fun.
Is he going to do?
I don't know. Probably not. I don't think he'd do it. I also wanted to run, like...
You gotta have the vision.
Yeah, the Vision. Dragon with a
Uriah
Magic
is the
Lantern.
trap one, right?
Yeah. It gets 1,000 for every continuous trap in your graveyard. And once per turn, it can destroy a set card, and your opponent can't chain to it.
1,000 for every trap in your graveyard?
Continuous trap.
Continuous trap. Wow, that's really good.
It sends 3 to summon itself.
Oh, it sends... Okay. Common sends
sends
3
continuous spells, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Lock them down with Royal Decree until you don't need it anymore.
Yeah. But, I don't know if I didn't look at the hero deck. I imagine it was boring beyond reason.
It says hero beat, I'm sure. How many monsters do you think it has?
9.
9 monsters? I am going to say 6.
7.
2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, he's running Thrashers.
What did I say?
You said 9?
And it's really boring. Hecka boring. Yeah, it was boring. Okay. It's a hero beat deck with Thrashers.
Yeah.
Surprised him.
Oh, that's like my really old build. Wow, it's like exactly the same. Oh, wow.
You were never running Super Powers.
No, never, ever.
That's what you need to do, man. Wait, is he running... How many Nova Masters is he running? He's running 1 Nova Master.
You gotta mess with him.
2 zeros? 1 0.
Whoa.
If you want to win in this meta, you gotta mess with him.
I guess so.
That's super poly.
I hate Super
I
Powers
guess.
so much.
I don't understand.
Just because you got traumatized.
Just because, no, I didn't get traumatized. I just don't like it. The mag.
It let you down.
But no, I have an idea with it. I have a deck that I want to build.
What are you gonna make that's gonna be worth it?
It's going to be Flaming Heroes. It'll be so good. Okay.
Is that spellcasters and heroes?
No, no, Flaming, like Devin's deck. No.
Oh, okay.
But, so, first place was Mermails, I believe. Second place was Mermails. I could be
second
wrong.
was Fire Fist.
Oh, it was the
Rabbit
Fire Fist Rabbit
with
deck.
Tour Guide.
Smart.
So is this the level 3 one?
No, this is a really boring Fire Fist deck.
What place was Midas?
3 Barrow, 1 Gorilla, Gene Warp, Tengu, Rabbit, Tour Guide.
I'm glad he's running Tengu.
Spells and traps. I don't like Tengu in it.
I do. Tengu. It's the thing to do when you don't want to do anything else.
The card isn't
That's true.
stated in
And you
your
have it
screen.
instantly, so it's not like, oh, I drew Tengu. I have other things that I can. You just have Tengu.
That also reminded me of another stupid deck idea that somebody should just do it.
Mm.
But we'll get into that later.
Go back in time 2 years and tell our past selves that Tengu will be irrelevant in 2 years.
We
won't believe it.
For these, I don't have access to the wind-up deck. And there's a wind-up deck in that list there?
Yes.
Okay.
Vincent Ralambondi.
Oh, nice.
Sorry for butchering your name, sir.
Vincent
If you listen, then yeah, Vincent Mango. Wind up. Google, show me the way.
Google knows nothing about this Vincent Rambo.
Ralambamiodana.
Relembamiodana. That's a pretty awesome name. This was in Texas? Kind of last
Why isn't
name is
Google
that?
working?
It's being all slow.
Your internet is bad.
But like the Konami site's like, yeah, I'm going. Just not Google.
The awkward moment when Google.com, the most basic of all websites.
I know it doesn't work. Okay, so I guess we'll just have to pass that up and
Come back later.
yeah, call it a day. The interesting thing though is like none of these people are like
Repeat
memorable
offenders.
names. I don't recognize any of them.
All the pros scrubbed out, leaving the field wide open.
For we don't know if these people are good or not.
They're probably good. Probably nobody wanted to go to Texas. It's hot over there.
What is this? That was in Austin.
Yeah. YCS. Awesome.
I feel like I'm just not going to find it. The internet decided to work now.
Dude, the man himself.
Is this him?
No. Maybe. It's nobody.
No, you played against him.
Did he beat him up?
I don't know.
He made top 16.
Yeah, he made top 16. Okay, but we'll pass that up, and I suppose that'll be the end of the news.
Alrighty.
Boom. Now we're back.
With all the pomp and circumstance that you've come to expect.
More circumstance. I'm not sure what that means, but I wanted to say more of them. More of one of them. Oh my goodness.
More of all of them.
Dyslexia.
So, Justin, what have you been doing since we last caught you?
Oh,
yeah. Who are you? You could be someone else.
Huh?
You could be someone else by now.
Yeah. Justin got replaced. I'm now known as the man formerly known as Justin.
Yes.
Call me by that, and I want you to say the entire thing every time.
The man formerly known as Justin. What have you been doing?
Or formally?
Formerly.
Formerly? So we...
Formerly.
Formerly.
Formally.
Not formally.
Not
formerly. Not formerly. Formally.
Former.
Okay. So you're no longer called
Yes.
Justin. Okay.
I was formerly known as Justin.
Are you called Afro?
Just continue talking about the real topic.
Yeah, which is what the man formerly known as Justin has been doing.
Yes.
Well, the man formerly known as Justin has not been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For almost 2 weeks.
Jeez.
Okay, Matt. So.
hey. That doesn't mean I haven't had plans. Or ideas that
plans. He was
So
a
what's up?
schemer.
I moved into a new house and been cut off from everyone. So in my spare time, I've been doing little bits of like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Scavenging.
I've been going on DN. I've been doing a little bit of research. Just a little.
Oh.
In my free time. And thinking of ideas.
Like what?
Pretty much how to counter what everyone's going to be siding in against.
Prophecies?
Prophecies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they think of the most retarded things. I couldn't believe it. It's like Joel Mockbird, that was expected. Mind Crush was expected. Thunder King was a hit to 2, so I was like, it's kind of I mean, it's there.
It was a nod.
But there's like some things that just upset me.
Like what?
I'll talk about it in a second. I buried them in my mind.
Okay.
I didn't want to think about them. But things I thought about running were treacherous, just as some form. Like prophecies don't have any disruption besides spells. Oh god, I just remembered one. No, I just forgot again. Fate. No, I remembered it again. Eradicator, epidemic virus.
Oh, Eradicator.
yeah. Again, expected.
Yeah,
That was
very.
expected.
No, they summon Ophion, and then they Eradicator it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they bring it back with Exeter.
Yeah, they do it because they care.
They do it because they can. Eradicator's just so gross.
When your deck is so one-dimensional and so heavily weighted in one facet, it's really easy to capitalize in the side deck.
And waiting for the deck to fail. He could. At first, he was like, "The deck isn't going to work." It's like they only do. You can have as many cards as you want, and if you do nothing, then it doesn't matter. Having been proven wrong, he now prays for the deck's failure.
No, I don't.
Who, Kyle?
Haven't been proven wrong.
What? You were like...
Japan is slowly just not caring about the deck, so it's funny. It's more of like, oh, now that you know how to play against it, now you just lose. Sorry, you mind crush like you should be.
He hates
because
it.
I don't like it because it's so boring. It's like playing against Dark Worlds. It's like the same.
It's
the same deck now. They're the same deck now.
They'll never be on the same level as Dark Worlds.
You just put your hand down. As the opposing player, you put your hand down. You're like, go ahead. Do what you need to do.
I don't want to watch. Just do it. I'll turn around when your turn is over.
So what have you been doing to, like, counter these things? Is there a way for you to counter a Droll Mock or Eradicator?
There's a problem. The problem is... Oh, yeah, Trapstone. I was thinking about running that. Or siding that.
What would Oh.
It's like they attribute their Ophion and then you Trapstone.
That's okay.
And they're not going to call it traps because you're running prophecies. Or even if they did call traps for some reason, you could just chain to it. I didn't want to run Royal Decree because it can be MST'd.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you can just chain MST to it and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to be like, the way I see it, they're not going to be blind MSTing your stuff. They're going to wait with their MSTs until you activate the field spell.
A good player should be.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
So 2 things. They're going to be doing the stuff that's going to cause you to be locked out of the game during their turn. So they're going to have access to their in-hand MSTs they've been saving.
Mm.
And they're not going to just play them randomly on your stuff. So they're going to be there if they have them. So
That makes
so then
sense.
it's just
those-
like it's a bad game of like chance when you're relying on them not having it.
yeah, when you're relying on Decree, you're just hoping that they don't have MST.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
The difference, like, and another thing is like cards like that they side in, like stuff like Mind Crush and Eradicator. It isn't persistent, so you don't need Decree because like if they're gonna play one of those cards, it's gonna only matter during the turn they're gonna try and go off. So you only need Trap Stun.
That's true.
That's fair.
So it's like Trap Stun, and the other card was what did I say before? Treacherous Trap Hole, because I wouldn't do both of them, obviously. But I mean,
Well, would you be maining them?
I thought about maining one.
Main
One
treacherous makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's disruption, and besides Fate, prophecies don't really have much during their turn disruption. And even Fate is kind of conditional because you need to have a spellcaster so they can see it coming.
You need to have a spellcaster.
Oh, Zombie World.
My personal throw. My personal check at the deck.
That's the worst kind of counter.
Oh, we're being assaulted by phonage.
Yeah, I should have known that Nate. He did it to himself. And the words of Nate.
Okay.
But the thing about Zombie World is I don't like it because it doesn't do anything. You only play it. You don't play it to like further your own agenda. You play it to like screw your own.
Well, that's why I wanted to
Hey
decide.
man, Closed Forest existed and it was like $30
And I think, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think that Zombie World is going to catch on.
Oh, no, I don't think it will. That's why I wanted to
screws
do
over too
DNA
many
surgery,
decks.
though, in mine.
It screws over too many decks.
Mm.
Like, you can't be running Dino Rabbit or any deck that cares
Oh,
about the
yeah.
back of their monster.
Mm.
You can
Which
run
is-
it because you don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. It's for the non-meta players.
Wait, so you said DNA surgery. That only affects your monsters, I thought.
No, it's
Affects
everybody.
the field, my friend.
field.
Or would you change them to Thunder?
Machines, of course.
Machines.
Yeah, and then I decided in Cyber Dragon. I found 2 slots in my extra deck that I could take out to make it 3 Chimera techs.
Pretty awesome.
I think that's proactive.
Proactin to Nactin.
Like, I just imagine that every turn I Dark Hole your field and get a 3,000 attack monster. I think that's legit.
Seems like a
And I don't
crazy
normal
deal.
summon either.
Uh,
Unless it's Prisma.
Mm.
But still.
But still.
Sounds really good.
I was reading someone's blog, and they were like, you know, prophecies are kind of a problem, but it's okay. When they come to America, we can do this, 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 and this to them. And I was like,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
So,
Anything else?
no, that's pretty... Well, I did test against Joe. I used the deck, you know, DD Warrior Lady, DD.
Oh, the deck.
Yeah, nice.
It got crushed.
Really?
I don't think I was running it right.
Mm.
I don't think I did. I don't think I knew the plays.
Did you have
Please.
Did you have 3D prison?
Yeah, I did.
Did you have 2 bottomless?
I did.
Did you have 3D Warrior Lady?
Yeah.
Did you have Rhoda?
Mhm.
I don't know what else there is.
Did you
3
sail in?
Smashing Grounds?
I had 3 Smashing Grounds, 3 Hammer Shot, and 3 Fisher.
Oh man.
Oh,
How could it lose?
I don't know. I think it's maybe I needed to run D Fisher. I was only running Macro.
Mm.
maybe.
I did.
So you're
So
running Dimensional Alchemist?
I was.
Were you running Tour Guide?
I'm not sure if I was running Tour Guide.
Tour Guide is a definite.
Tour
There
Guide.
you
Tour
go.
Guide is your like
No,
fourth
no
copy
wonder.
of all
Were you
those.
running Desperate Tag and Dimensional Alchemist?
No.
Why not?
I wasn't running Desperate Tag.
That's a really bad combo.
This
I
was
made
the
up.
beta version of it.
What does Desperate Tag do?
I think it's.
Yeah,
I wanted the exact
It does
wordage.
warrior stuff.
When you take a direct attack, special summon a warrior from your hand, I think. I don't know.
I think it's when they declare an attack. If a face-up attack position monster you control is destroyed by battle, during damage calculation, reduce the battle damage to 0 and special summon a level 4 warrior from your hand. And then you just kind of do retarded loopage with the Alchemist and the Warrior Lady. That was the plan.
Hoi.
It was a bad plan.
Hoi.
But, and it's continuous.
Oh, wow.
So you keep doing it.
Pretty cool.
Bad
Pretty
combos.
You keep desperate attacking until you win.
But that reminds me. I always want to run macro, but it's just like it doesn't work. You can't rely on it.
Macro?
I want to rely on it.
Sometimes you don't draw it.
There should be a way to search macro. Is there a way?
No. Yes, but no.
It's bad.
I think it's Cat of Ill Omen.
That searches field spells. Oh no, Owl. The Owl
That's
searches
Owl of
field
Luck.
spells. I'll run Cat of Ill Omen.
No.
Oh, it's
Search
so
macro.
painful, because you'll be like 3 turns behind. You have to wait like 2 turns.
put it
That's
on
if
the
you
top
go
of the deck.
first and draw this. Cat of Ill Omen is level 2 beast, no stats, dark. Flip effect, select a trap card from your deck and place it on top of your deck. If you have Necro Valley on the field, you can add it to your hand instead.
Necro Valley, Super Nimble Mega Hamster, and Spy.
That is really good.
Lots of defense. Lots of rank
Macro
4s.
deck.
Yep,
That
that's
could-
how it goes.
That could work.
That's how it
Nibble,
goes.
Nibble Hamster summons this.
It's still like
Kagusuchi?
10 turns.
Hino Kagusuchi.
I don't even know what that one is.
That's the one. That's the like level 8 spirit that
Yes,
when it
it
inflicts
just-
damage, it discards your opponent's hand before their draw phase.
that happened to me the other day.
Macro.
Seth was running it.
Yes, that's right. He made a Hino Kagusuchi
I told him to
deck.
run it. I
Oh,
told him to
funny.
make it. Does he run a game out of Dragon?
It sets
Yeah.
itself up, Kyle.
What?
2 tributes. Hino
He was
Kagusuchi.
running frogs, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that great. It's not as good,
Don't
because...
tell him that.
It's not as good as Mermails. You're right.
Yeah. Well,
You're
it wasn't
right.
as good as Heroes either.
Did you
Oh.
win?
Oh.
Did,
Yeah.
he, did he get in the direct attack?
Yeah, you got a direct attack, but it doesn't matter. The card self-limits itself by how it works.
Why?
Because, like, if I know he's running it, then I set a couple cards, and then I'll like have cards waiting for me, because it doesn't do... You still got to draw per turn.
You don't know what they're doing when they set
you
a
discard
Cat of the
after your draw
Woman.
phase.
Huh?
You discard after your draw.
No, you
No,
discard
you don't.
before.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's during your draw phase before you draw.
Did he search macro and set it? The turn
He's-
before?
Oh, running
he,
frogs.
he wasn't doing it right
Oh.
then. He wasn't running the suite.
Sweet.
Yeah. Heavy Storm 3 Malevolent Catastrophe.
Oh.
Because that works.
Oh.
No.
That's a suite.
No, listeners. Necro Valley,
This
Super
is
Nimble Mega
actually this is a
Hamster,
kind of fun
a
idea.
Cat of Ill Omen, like spies.
But I did think of a deck. I wasn't like I wanted if I could just have the macro, not like this.
You want it like
You
this.
didn't
So-
want this bad.
This cat looks so smug.
He's like, heh. His tail looks like a really messed up leg
It's its 5th leg.
tail. But you know the continuous trap deck, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, continuous traps. I'll just run
Zomas,
macro in
the
this deck.
statues. Yeah.
Zoma
okay.
statues and was it?
Why macro?
It's a continuous trap and then never be able to kill it.
Gear thing.
And it summons all 4 monster decks with.
Strong force.
The idea-
Stronghold, the moving fortress.
Yeah, Stronghold the Moving Fortress,
Mm-hmm.
Zone with the Spirit, Embodiment of Apophis, Tiki Soul, Tiki Curse. So there's more, but there's a couple of bad ones that I won't mention. But there's 5 legitimate level 4.
Copy Knight.
Yeah, that's one of the bads. Legitimate trap monsters that are level 4. So I was like, you can just exceed for like no reason. Like you're just like, oh, I just special summon 2 monsters and just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I also realized Tiki Soul and Tiki Curse are dark for some reason. And they're really good with that Xyz from the next 2 sets from now, the Beetle. I'll talk
I
about
don't even remember what that
More
beetle
Judgment of the
does.
Light was revealed.
like half that pack. More than half the pack is revealed.
Oh my gosh.
But,
Wow, the ways that you are getting
Is
to
there
this set.
is the name of the next pack revealed?
No, not that I know. No, it's not. I haven't seen it.
no.
Charikachi.
They also revealed some card. I forgot what it was, but I remember it was really good. I thought you would like it, but I don't remember what it
Wait.
was.
Oh yeah, what's the combo with this? I wasn't able to figure it out.
Sargassos? No.
Don't do it.
Okay, so number 66, Master Key Beetle. That's the card I was thinking of.
Good.
This thing's super cool name.
I like the name.
When I heard that it was Master Key, I was really hoping it had something to do with like Chain Dog, but it didn't.
I want it to be called Keyblade Beetle in
Like-
English.
Like what's that?
Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
reference.
But so it requires 2 level 4 darks, and then once per turn, detach an exceed material, target a card you control, and while it's facing the field,
Oh,
the
that's
card,
right.
target cannot be destroyed by card effects.
Man, traps will never.
Yeah, I was like, oh, and then you can send the card that one of those cards to prevent the beetle from being destroyed. I was like, oh, that's so good with the TVs.
That's
I was like,
key.
yes. A monster that's worth running.
It is their monster.
Wait a minute.
I looked up all the other like Xyzs that I could possibly summon with them, and there's nothing else that's worth it. Like, there's some bad stuff. You could do Gear Giganta search. Who cares?
You know what's scary?
Yeah.
Huh.
There's two things that are scary. One is Garbage Eyes Fat Dragons in this pack.
That card's not scary. It's really bad, actually.
It's scary. It came out like as soon as I mentioned it.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
And the other scary thing about this is that how easy it is to make Starform Dragon.
Yeah, it's kind of irritating. We're gonna have to deal with that.
And how good it is.
It's
We're
what,
just gonna
4,000
just-
attack monster or something like
We're
that?
just gonna run Compulse and everything. Don't
It's
worry about it.
3,300
Oh,
attack, I
3
think.
compulses have been...
Isn't Starform
Satisfying.
33?
32.
Okay. I just knew it was some stupid...
Oh, it looks so awesome.
Ridiculous. It's like, I'm going to win. Please.
I am engulfing the sun. You think you can take me on? What is it?
You're in front of the screen.
When you synchro, it can only be synchro summoned, and a synchro summon can't be negated. Also, when it's special summoned, card effects cannot be activated.
Its summon is successful.
Attack.
And this
Do you
card
have
attacks.
Compulse?
It is unaffected by other card effects until the end of the damage step.
Wow. I attack. The attack is successful.
Everything it does is successful, no matter what.
It's a successful monster. But,
you think your puny lance can
Wait a
stop
minute.
me?
Is it opponent's card effects or your card effects?
Card effects.
card effects.
Hi, you can't. Is it light?
Yeah, it's
like-
light. Can't
Can't
honest.
honest. You can't
Yeah.
honest.
I was like,
Mm.
can't use honest on it.
Yeah.
To do force it.
You can use honest on it during your opponent's turn.
The one thing it can't defeat is Obelisk the Tormentor because
It's got higher attack.
it's got just can't
Attack! You're a monster! It'll surely be the Spirit Reaper. No, I still have a Spirit
They came out with new archetypes from this pack too.
Yeah, but we're moving along.
Have you already talked about it?
Have we talked about this?
I
yet?
think we talked
We
a
talked
little
about it
about
briefly.
it. But I mean, it's so
War
far
Gods,
away.
apparently they're good.
They're good.
They're okay.
Oh, is this
Oh,
the card?
it's pretty cool.
Oh, this is the card that I saw that they just added.
Transstun.
That I would
Trans
like.
turn. No, I thought it'd be. Oh, you might like it. I thought it was really fun. You tribute / or send. I don't remember. One face of monster you control, and send to the graveyard and special summon a monster with the same attribute, type, and 1 level higher from your deck.
Oh,
It's kind of like Monster Gate, except very, very controlled. Like you
that's
control it.
awesome. Wait a minute. Read it.
Better get your pluses.
So like, I mean, I don't know. I just thought of. I don't have any on the top of my head, but I just thought I was like maybe like Lumina to get Lila. Why not?
Sure.
That's not a great combo, but
Wait,
it
I
does
was
just like
thinking-
really controlled.
In Chaos Dragons, you can send Thing. You can
They kind of
send,
have an alternate.
the
types,
level
though.
4.
I know.
Oh,
I was
attribute. That's
thinking
right.
fortune
never mind.
ladies, but no, they're all different attributes. Damn.
I just think that's an interesting card. Maybe they have a good
During
tip.
it. Oh, wait a minute. No. Oh no, it has to be the same type too.
Tribute the emissary token from Gorge to summon Master Hyperion from your deck. That'd be great if you did that.
It'd be better.
Heretics, that's pretty good.
Wait, go back to the card real quick. Oh, it's nice if it ends up being tribute.
They don't know if it's tribute though.
They also don't know if it's sent to the graveyard.
They might just like tribute it. You
Yeah.
might not have to send it to the graveyard. But I just thought that was an interesting
That's
card.
interesting. I agree.
But why was I talking about that? Oh yeah, macro with continuous trap deck. I just thought that'd be really good. And I was like, if I could just bet on macro, I can add in Monarchs and DD Survivor, and it's just really good, because Monarchs with continuous trap monsters is really good.
I saw the Archfiend support. I was like, this is good. But what is that?
It's bad.
Archfiend's
I don't like
Palace,
the Palace.
Labyrinth of Themes.
That's what I decided. I don't like it.
What to do?
We talked about this last time, Justin.
We did listen to the last podcast.
It's not. The last one was 100th one, and I listened to it.
Then maybe it was the one before that.
Oh.
I can't remember.
The 100th one was just you talking for like 20 minutes, and then the pre-recorded stuff.
Let's see. On me. My stuff. What have I been doing?
Oh. Come back to me when you're done.
Okay.
Or do it right now before you forget.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, the two ideas that I said earlier, I was like, oh, I had an idea with that. First one was like, somebody should just make the Winged Rhinos deck. Just run Rescue Rabbit, 3 Ninkendugs, 2 Reborn Tengus, 3 Winged Rhinos.
For the viewers at home,
love winged rhinos.
What
There's
does
no, I was like,
Winged Rhinos do?
Winged Rhinos when a trap is activated, you can return it to your hand.
Beautiful.
Wind, 1800 attack. Beast
Beast
Warrior.
Warrior. 04.
Get him here.
I was like, that's bad. Because everyone was like mentioning, I was like, that's no good. It's like worse than Wind Up Rabbit or like Tengu. But then
I
like,
was mentioning it. I'm running it right.
I know that you were running it, but I was like, I understand one. But then I was like, wait, if you can just normal summon twice, who really cares? He'll just be the main monster. Why not?
Of course.
And then if you're running all the wind ones, you can summon Chidoris too.
Of course.
Star attraction.
And I was like, there's really no reason not to do that.
Of course.
So somebody should make it.
I was thinking about doing it, but I don't think I want to look for that many winged rhinos.
And Quilpin of Goldos.
For what?
For Rabbit and when you use your rhinos together.
That's right.
And for returning 10 key to your hand when you return your Beast Warriors to the deck.
There we go.
Good stuff.
There we go.
That was the first. Another one is called Flaming Heroes.
Going to subject other people to this.
I think this idea is actually good. It'll obviously everything that uses an element gets better once the dragons come out, obviously. But not counting that, I wanted to run Stratos and Elemental Hero Heat.
The Heat.
The one that gains
The Pyro
200 for
one?
each. Yeah, he's Pyro.
The Heat.
200 for each Elemental Hero, and he starts with 16. So he starts with 18, and if you get 2 heroes, counting himself, he's 2,000, which is nice. And then I wanted to use Mask Change for Goka. Even though Goka sucks, he's still just a beat stick, and you just dodge stuff with Mask Change. I like that. Like attack, and they're like Deep Prison, you're like Mask Change. Goka. And then you get to run Nova Master, who's really good with Miracle Fusion. You can also send Heat to the graveyard with Prisma. I'm not sure if that matters, but I know that you can, so that's something.
Royal Firestorm cards.
And then I wanted to run Shell with Super Polymerization and Royal Firestorm cards.
We all knew that was coming.
Yes.
Sounds okay.
Sounded reasonable to me.
Flaming
I was like,
Heroes.
Flaming Heroes, yeah.
I hate the Elemental Dragons. I hate them all.
I don't.
I hate them. You want to know why I hate them?
Why do you hate them, Justin?
Because everyone's going to use them, and they're insanely OP.
I don't think it's that insane.
They've created they've shifted the meta by themselves.
They've created new boss monster support, which is fine with me. It'll be interesting. They seem like they can give a lot of people new things to do instead of sticking to specific archetypes. It'll allow people to splash them in other things.
What I don't like about them is, not that I like that, but people won't do that. That's why I don't like
I
it.
don't like
People
big
have
eye
boxed
spam.
themselves in.
I don't care about those people.
I don't want big eye spam.
People can copy and paste decks that they want to.
I don't know. I'm
Right,
always
that's fine with
disappointed in
me.
people boxing themselves and not being able to innovate. And then when nobody innovates, nobody gets new ideas, and you just get stuck with the same thing over and over.
Well, I don't care about those people.
I know you don't care. I don't care about those
So I
people
can do
either. It's
whatever I want.
You have to
irritating.
deal with them, though.
But then those people cause like prices to go up, and then I can't just get
Well,
Elemental
that's the
Dragons.
problem too.
So like I essentially I'm like I'm not gonna get them. So unless they're common or really easy to get,
I'm also
not gonna
happy
get
with them making cards that bring people back to using monsters with levels in their decks, because that just makes ninjas way better. Like, all the time. Yes, consolidate all of your stuff into that level monster and place it on the field. Good.
God.
Starform Dragon will be absorbed.
Absorb the power
Yes.
of the sun.
It summons a successful.
They attack your Reaper, and the next turn you summon Hanzo.
Mm-hmm.
Hanzo Dono. And then you summon a level 15 dragon from your deck.
15.
I was playing with my dragon deck, like, I tested hands against my Beast Warrior deck, and it's so nice. I miss my dragon deck. I just haven't been playing it for a while because I got too comfortable with it.
Struggle decks.
I've been playing decks that have...
What have you been doing?
I've been playing Kokimaru Beast Warrior stuff.
Oh, you've been persisting with that.
Yeah, I enjoy it, and I don't know what I'm doing with it. I don't know.
You don't have the focus you need yet.
It doesn't have the focus it needs, because the only thing that it does is it summons Tiger King.
A lot.
A lot. I can do 3 in 1 turn. I can do 1. If an Ur-Knight stays there, I can do whatever I want. I'm running Gladiator Beasts, so if stuff doesn't work out, you just summon Geyserus. It has some Prisma.
After 2 weeks, I thought you would have moved on. But
No, I decided that I'm going to just make this deck work, because I stuck with the Dragon one for a while, and I really enjoyed playing with that, so I figured I'll give the same attention to this deck, which I think could...
become this well-oiled machine of destruction.
Exactly. I just need Gorilla, because the problem is I can kill things. I can kill monsters because I have the Glad Beasts, but I can't kill spells and traps to make my plays go off.
So you walk blindly into them?
Yeah. Basically.
You don't run Tenken yet?
What is Tenken?
The one
Prevents
that
them from being...
During the main phase, a monster's unaffected by other card effects.
No, I don't think I have that. Is
Run
that
the
a
one
rare?
that comes out in the next
common.
pack, where
Is
you
it
can look
common?
at it and then give it a hit.
Oh, Yoko?
Yoko.
I think that's what it is. The one, you know, oh yeah, you need that fire formation that targets a set card and they can't activate it.
Yeah, that's what that would be nice.
And you need that one that destroys
There's
face-up
just one that
cards by
destroys face-up
discarding.
cards, yeah.
Oh.
So that's why I needed that gorilla from you, because it destroys... It's
Spells
like...
and traps,
It
yeah.
destroys spells and traps. It's like Lila, searchable, good. And then I run 3 Tensu. That's the one that allows you to normal summon twice.
A Beast Warrior.
And now
A Beast
I have
Warrior.
like 7 or 8 roll unlocked birds. I'm about to get rich.
Get rich quick schemes. Yeah, I had like 5 or something.
But yeah, I put in the winged rhinos because I was like, I need another 1800 attack Beast Warrior so that when Tiger King gets blown up, which I started blowing it up with Murmillo so that I can summon more Beast Warriors.
Wow.
Because when Tiger King gets destroyed and you have 3 fire formations, you can summon 2 Beast Warriors with equal attack. So you can do 2 Knights, which essentially, if you have a core in your hand, spawns 2 more Beast Warriors. Or you can do 2 Gladiator Beasts. Or you can do like Winged Rhinos and a Gladiator Beast. And then if you have Tensu, you can summon another Beast Warrior, summon Tiger King back again.
You should be running like, I don't know, like Hammer Shot. I don't even know.
Hammer
something,
Shot.
You need something that destroys it that's good for you.
Hammer Shot destroys the highest attack monster. Tiger King is never the highest attack
No,
monster.
you need some card that like, it's like destroy one of your monsters, destroy a card your opponent controls.
I was thinking of, oh my gosh, it's Gorilla. I can destroy spells and traps now. I was thinking, I was going to say this on the podcast. I was considering, for no other reason, running, what's that card that destroys 2 of your own cards to destroy one of your opponent's cards?
No, not 2-pronged attack.
I was just like, let's do this. Let's just make this deck bad for a little bit, and I'll struggle, and people will be like, what is this kid doing?
The worst part about it is when you lose to something like that.
Exactly.
2-pronged
You
attack.
think you're safe with your Spirit Reaper? 2-pronged attack.
Yep.
The worst part is that Tiger King sets it up himself because he summons himself on a card.
Yep.
The 2-pronged attack will be almost free.
And if it's target 2 of your own monsters and destroy another one, then you can like summon 2 winged rhinoses and add them both back to your hand.
Is it really that bad?
2-pronged attack is a horrible card.
It's terrible. It's absolutely
It's like
bad.
Piccolo.
Right next to it is one of the other worst.
Or a move trap. Okay, select and destroy 2 of your monsters and 1 of your opponent's monsters.
Oh yeah. Winged rhinos return to hand.
Is that how that would work?
Yeah, you select. I'm not sure if that'll work. This card's
let's-
so old; it's probably
look at
never
the-
been reprinted.
let's
Because
look at the-
why?
No, it's probably just target 2 monsters you control and 1 monster your opponent controls.
This card is unaffected by spectacular trap cards, but it still may be the target of trap cards. Ooh.
Yeah, the upper deck, what like
They have like no rules.
card errata technical thing is 2-pronged attack, targets 2 monsters you control and 1 monster your opponent controls, and then the effect is destroying.
And it's
all
not a
of the
cost.
monsters, and it says it's not a cost. So the targeting would be the activation cost. Then you get that
Winged
winged
Rhinos
play.
play.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. 1 for 1, baby.
Why not? No, you should be running. Well, in terms of winged rhinos, better card would be that 1 compulsory.
Ejection device.
Yeah,
or that
or it returns
other
one of your monsters to the deck and one of
It's
their cards to the deck.
compulsory, gosh dang it, I can't remember. It's not ejection, though.
No.
It's compulsory, another E-word?
I don't know. We can find out now. I was also thinking about making a deck that makes Gen X controller good. Because I've been listening to Mermail players just talk about how bad Gen X controller is. They go through their entire deck, they're like, yeah, this card is great, this card is the best card in the deck. Gen X controller, this card is just bad. This card is just really, really bad, you know? There's really no reason to run I have to because of the Undines. It's just like, what? Dude, I will make a Gen X controller deck.
Compulsory escape device.
I should have known.
Escape. Oh, gosh.
Each player chooses 1 monster they control, and then shuffle into the deck.
They'll just choose the target of 2-pronged attack.
Well, I don't think that targets. Doesn't sound like it targets.
It doesn't. It says then.
It doesn't target. Doesn't work with winged rhinos.
Sad.
It's better than that.
Okay, so Giants controller deck, that deck, dragon deck, which I'm like not gonna play with forever. That hero deck I'll probably build eventually.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that hero deck I tried to make a long time ago with the magical exemplars?
Synchro Hero.
Did it have Synchro Fusion?
Yes, that was the one.
That one.
Yes. Escudo finally came out, so I played Nate with that like a couple weeks ago, and then I made it better over the course of dueling with him. Took out like all but one magical exemplar, and it fuses a lot.
Yeah.
All the time.
All day.
All day.
Are you Supreme?
All day, every day.
And I wasn't even running defusions to do silly stuff.
The silliness was not happening.
Oh, big
Play polymerization, discard a hero, discard Stratos and Gen X Blast Fan. Defusion.
Defusion. Do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
+2.
Special double. Oh, Todori.
Oh.
Stratos and Blast Fan.
No one had to teach you how to Tudori.
Mm.
You were born.
And if you didn't normal summon, you get the Birdman off of the Blast Fan, return the Stratos, summon the Birdman, summon the Stratos, add stuff. Are there any other decks that I planned on building?
Or you could do
deck?
the combos.
Huh?
The combos. You could
combo?
return the Blast Fan, Synchro for Ancient Fairy Dragon, Special Blast Fan, add
other Blast Fan.
add other Birdman to your
Add
hand.
other Birdman.
And then normal summon, and then return Stratos. Or then return Stratos and then normal summon.
I couldn't have summoned Ancient Fairy Dragon and kept both of those level 4s.
Oh yeah, that's true. So you returned and then... Yeah, you didn't keep all of them.
Anyways.
But you have a hero in your hand to normal summon.
Yeah, of course you do. You always do.
But who? Oh well.
Theoretical combos.
The heroes were 1 Stratos, like 2 Alias, 1 Bubbleman, and a Diamond Dude, I think.
Diamond Dude. Yeah, I love my Diamond Dude. He's
I
been
love
good
my
to me
Diamond
now.
Dude.
Just the one. He perfectly fit the deck. This like hole. There's this magic hole in the deck. I was like, this isn't working because I keep getting to this. Or I need just like this one thing. And like all these things were like, I need this one thing, this one thing. Everything was like that, and all of them were saying like, oh wait, Diamond Dude. I was like,
Really?
yes. I was like, I keep needing one more thing. I keep running out of Stratos targets. I keep Monk keeps being horrible because I keep doing Stratos too fast and drawing Monk.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep just needing another monster to summon that's level 4. And then I just need something to Allure of Darkness to run Allure in my deck for. I need another dark monster, and I was like, da-da, Diamond Dude, da Diamond Dude. And I've done some bad sackiness with it too. I'm like, oh, this hand's horrible. I only have Diamond Dude, but I have no spells. And I was like, please, emergency call. And I was like, yes.
So let me ask you guys a question, kind of back to what you said, back to the crazy price jumps earlier that have been happening to random things. How does that affect you guys in any way? It sounded like it made you upset. Is there anything that you wanted?
Really
Oh no, it doesn't
Yeah,
affect me
there's-
at all.
There's stuff that I wanted. I wanted to maybe get... Well, I can live without corn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I traded it away because I needed something immediately.
How much did you trade it away for?
It was valued at 10.
10, yeah.
I got it for 10, got
Mango
traded away
was
for
still
10.
out.
No, I traded away for 15.
Mm.
Ooh.
So, that was the reason why I did it, because I was making a profit.
We all like trade our cards together, except for kind of Justin. Justin's like isolated.
There was a reason why. Oh, because I use all my cards in my deck.
Mm-hmm. Very, very true.
I guess I could give you some of my cards on my binder.
Yeah, if you want.
But
I don't... There's really no... Because I play just random decks all of the time, there's really no reason for me to care about when a card comes out and then it like jumps in price because it's really good, or a deck starts topping. I don't follow decks that top,
yeah.
especially if they're like unique decks. I don't really have a desire to build them, but a lot of people do. And then prices for random things start to go up a little bit. And so it's really hard to predict.
Stuff.
Yeah,
I'm done.
it's just really hard to predict when cards go up in price.
I'm done trying to predict.
Well, yeah, you did that for a little while. You're like, oh, I'm going to invest in these assets, and I'm going to liquidate these assets and make money.
It worked. It definitely worked, but it was a lot of work.
Boring.
It was boring. It was a lot of work, and I didn't have the will to like ship and pack things to sell them or invest money to buy them.
It's really, it's really hard. I think if you want to do that, you have to be really in tune to the Yu-Gi-Oh community, see what people are getting like really, really hyped about, and then compare it with, I don't know, like how well things are testing and like Dueling Network and stuff.
Oh, I remember why I stopped doing that.
Huh.
Because I didn't want to hang around Pojo, like sniffing for rumors. That's what I was pretty much doing. In order to do this, you pretty much have to have like a blog roll and like go to all these blogs and like try. It's like a rumor mill. You have to go to all these blogs, all these websites, and try and like gather rumors about what's going to be the next thing. Like you can predict it because if you're doing that all day, then you're going to find out before the masses find out.
Well, I think, yeah, that's absolutely true. And then I think, like, paying attention to what's happening on DN and Yu-Gi Pro and YouTube, seeing people do, like, early deck profiles of stuff, new archetypes, like how Americans play things, and comparing them to, like, Japanese builds. For, like, Mermail stuff, you know, what's going to be secretware, try to get that as fast as possible, because it's pretty much all going to be good. And something like Harpies, not topping in Japan, they'll probably be sought after for collectors. And
so get rid of your Cyber Harpy ladies now?
I think as soon as the pre-release happens, probably pre-release day, you'll be able to get a really good value for them. Like before the set actually comes out, and maybe like at the time the set comes out, but
just in case you didn't know, now would be a really good time to get rid of your Hyper specific spots. They're like 150, I think.
Oh, good lord.
Just stupid. I can't believe that. I can believe it, but it's stupid.
I didn't think they would go that high. Like, I knew they would go high as soon as I saw Public Judgment Day. Like, as soon as I laid eyes on that card.
And that's like complete hype priestess.
Ha!
It's done stuff in Japan. It's not hype anymore.
That's true.
Still hype.
But for $150...
$150. Well,
it's a waste. Is that thing as good as Dark Arm Dragon? I don't think so.
It's a secret. Is there anything good in that pack?
Was it Return of the Duelist that came out in?
Let me check. I think it was. That's not right. I think it was Return of the Duelist.
No, that was a green pack. It must have come out in the one right after that, the red one.
Duelist Revolution. That was the last green pack, I thought. It came out in Return of the Duelist.
Return of the Duelist. Okay.
Yeah.
REDUE blah 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 blah.
Yeah. The green packs are the Duelist packs, by the way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, plus with like things that go up in price, some things like Prophecies they just keep making support for. Some things they just stop making support for.
We're about to get Hoot Cake.
Cake.
Everybody forgot about that.
Yeah, random freaking Medolce stuff. They could have never made Medolce support again, and I wouldn't have been surprised. We didn't get any last pack, did we?
People got angry.
No, yeah.
So they were like, okay. Oh, okay.
Well, they made one support card for like every archetype in the next pack. And Medolce's got one Hoot Cake. Obviously got two cards for like no reason. One of them's not even a card, so don't even count it. So
what?
The Fortune of Prophecy, I think it's bad.
It's got its use.
Doesn't mean it's good.
Is Hoot Cake a common in Japanese?
I think so.
So yeah, that's not going to be like.
I imagine like it'll be like a short print,
or
maybe a super.
I feel like Medolces are going to be. I mean, they're already pretty good right now.
They're nowhere near good enough.
They're not tierish. They're not on a tier.
Good enough.
It's gotta be really good.
We're like in like the slums of Yu-Gi-Oh. We're like in the slums, like playing with like little straw dolls, and then like all the high tier decks are like in these high-rise apartments.
They have to be able to translate their cards into the field as fast as possible, and I can't do that at all.
You know the difference between Mermails and Medolces is night and day.
Yeah.
Like hot and cold. Like the sun and the moon.
One's as slow as dirt, and one moves like water.
One moves like lightning.
One's fluid,
like a fish.
Like a mermaid.
The other, you have to like preheat the oven.
The other one is slow as
molasses. Nice. We'll end that there.
Okay, so we should move into the real topic today.
That technically was
It's kind of a part, but we'll make it official.
Yeah, we'll play the beep. So yeah, what was the topic? Like
Us and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Us
What
and Yu-Gi-Oh.
do we do in Yu-Gi-Oh?
like how we perceive Yu-Gi-Oh. Because there's been a lot of like requests to kind of just talk about the game, not necessarily playing the game, but the stuff that by
About
playing
it.
a collectible card game, things you have to deal with, like the various prices of cards and like how you interact with other people, trading, how you take care of your cards and stuff.
Like, what cards do we have? Like, I know people who just have, like, deck and binder. That's, like, all they have.
Mm-hmm. As a, like, 5 or 6 person consortium of friends who all share their cards, we pretty much have either access to every old thing we could possibly get that's not worth, like, $100.
Well, it's like we are all in a consortium.
Yeah.
Only me and you being Matt, have the pool of old cards.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
But mine are more... You have the oldest cards,
Mhm.
and I have the pool of recent commons.
mm-hmm.
So we're the ones who have to look for stuff.
Nate's always like, I need you to look for all this, and I'm like, do you understand what you're asking?
People never understand what that means. It took me... What was it? It took me like 3 hours to find Ancient Gear Knight.
Oh, man.
I found it because I was looking for other things. I was like, I'm gonna look through all of these and like notice every card that I have like been wanting to look for.
Mm-hmm.
Because someone wanted me to look for something, and so I was looking for it. So I said I'll look for everything, and I found it was like so long to look through the majority of the cards. And I set aside like all these cards, all my Droll and Knockbirds and stuff.
It was kind of like a spring cleaning of like current popular stuff. You're like, oh, this is kind of cool. I'll set this aside. But that's the problem. You look through older cards and you're like, man, I really want to use this, but you just don't have the time at all. Like, if you want to win, you don't have a ton of time to experiment with stuff unless the idea is like, this idea works just all by itself. You play the cards. And
I just want to be able to like search in my mind as well, because there's like I know there's things that I know that I don't remember all the time.
Yeah.
And be able to like go like, and then it's like, oh, this card I need that, and then like it appears in front of me out of my Magic database.
Yep.
And then like I can just form the deck together and get testing somehow against a not real person because it'll take too long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Against the computer. I need a new game with all the cards in it. Right?
Everyone else.
Must have game. Must have it. If it.
They're coming out with a new one, aren't they?
No one knows. If this new game does not have a useful search function, I will be incredibly unhappy. I will be so unhappy.
The game has always been my like ultimate testing platform. It's the best one.
Mm-hmm.
Best way to do it. It's the fastest.
It gives you like
efficient,
clear, concise rulings on how things are going to work in card
instant
interactions.
feedback.
Absolutely.
It's like the games are the fastest, and you can like. It's more about making the deck work together rather than being like good against the meta. That's what you do when you play with your friends. You figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can just like streamline everything in a game.
Mm-hmm.
And make like bad decks that are optimized. You can see the optimization of like a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily a bad idea. An idea that won't necessarily be good enough, but still can be streamlined to become better.
You just need to crash test it.
Yeah.
So, do you organize your cards in any particular way? Either of you?
I have the tins of commons full of no order.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a couple tins that I set aside cards that I know I want to use in the near future or have lots of potential for me using them into other tins.
Mm.
So I have like 4 tins that have cards that I know I will use in the near future.
3 or 4 tins?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely
Or it's
have
like,
a lot, but...
Or it's like, oh, I'm looking for the card, like, I need like a lightning vortex or something. I that's probably in one of those tins.
Mm. What about you, Justin? You're like looking through cards right now.
I used to have an order, but now there's just the goods.
Mm.
And the
the
bads. Yeah, it's like the same as me. Because mine were in order once. They were all like spells and like things, but then they started just getting out of order. When you look at them, they get out of order.
Sometimes I have a tin that just has decks or deck ideas in it.
Mm.
Like this just has Neos and Neos ideas in it. And then this tin used to have just plants and plant ideas and Gagagas and Gagaga ideas. And this just had random stuff in it.
There's a little like short one row box there.
And in my deck box, I try to keep stuff that's like current that I'm thinking about. Like in this deck box, I have like Xyz Remora,
White Swans.
Stuff like Ember Release. I have my Injection Fairy Lily for when that becomes relevant. Star Hall and like Magellan, just in case I try to test that again. And then these are just
Randoms.
no, what are they called?
Turbo
Pack cards like that.
Okay.
Any recent acquisitions I put in here to be sorted later. And that's pretty much it.
And so when I go through like extra cards, if I do have them organized, like Kyle said, they just kind of get messy after a while. You look through stuff and you're like, oh man, this is really cool. This is really cool. These go together, and then they're in this like pile of spells, magics, and traps. And then you're like, I could sort them, or I could put them in a special place, and then you just have these like blocks of cards that get
in
moved
places,
around.
and you're like, where did I put that block? That sometimes happens. Just like I've looked through my tins like a bajillion times. I'm like, oh, when I start seeing like this, I know that's near the this.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I might be near the cards from this set or something. But
one thing that I do, well, because I'm sure listeners know that I have a ton of the cards that I want quick access to in green sleeves, so I can just make a deck by looking through all of them really quickly. I don't have to unsleeve or sleeve things because breaks your back.
what's it called?
Unified sleeve.
Unified sleeve theory. Yes.
So
It's worked out pretty well so far for me. It's crazy how many green sleeves I had, and I'm always needing more for some reason. All the cards will be sleeved, but
As soon as it's like you have your last card that's not sleeved, and you're like, wait a minute. Now everything's sleeved. That means I want to use everything.
I have a deck binder, which is a bunch of cards in like blocks
Oh, yeah, I have one of those too.
that I will make decks out of like eventually, so that I can keep them organized. And then
I had
stuff
that.
that's like Pot of Avarice and like Dark Holes, Mystical Space Typhoons,
Cards
things
that
I
move
want
around
quick
from every
access
deck.
to. Yeah. Which I want to start doing more of, but it's really hard to take the time to like put stuff in there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a bench where things are getting warmed up. I have Crystal Beasts in like the back of the deck binder.
Yeah. Mine has a bunch of
One of those.
archetypes separated that I like. I have like the TGs all next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Insectors, like the whole set, but Nate is using that now.
oh yeah, Insector Lightstorm. Apparently that's working well for.
Seems good.
Interesting.
He has like the luck of the gods.
Yeah.
Mill's Hornet that has Monster Reincarnation in it. I mean, his Mill's Dragonfly and has Hornet and Monster Reincarnation in it.
Pretty nice.
And then Mill's a Wolf later. He makes people rage quit.
He has that really good luck. He only runs like one Dragonfly and one Hornet. It's kind of crazy.
That's
He
how, much,
based it off a deck that someone else ran. That makes sense.
that's how much you can run, right? Dragonfly got limited to one?
Or not Dragonfly, Ladybug. One Ladybug, one Hornet.
Whoa. Crazy.
I was like, wow.
Do either of you guys ever play for cards?
Never.
I played a few times, I guess.
How big were the stakes?
Pretty piddly.
I don't like playing for cards. I always feel like the person, anybody who does that is like trying.
I played Devon for
They're
years.
really dirty. That's what I feel like.
The people who are like, hey, you want to play for cards? Like, I don't know you.
Yeah, they're like. I feel like they're trying to swindle me. Anybody who would ask me that.
Yeah.
And they usually are.
Yeah.
And then if anybody I would play for cards, it'd be like a totally pointless battle. It'd just be like, we're playing for something that neither of us want.
Yeah. I used to play Friends for cards back way before Synchros existed, just to kind of make the duels a little more intense. And then it was like a friendly thing, so it was like whatever, whoever wins. And
It made you guys play serious like
tournament style.
event level
Yeah.
duel. It was just like an easy way to make it an event level match.
And then, like, the cards back then, you weren't, like, devastated when you lost something. And we weren't playing for, like, really big stuff like BLS or, I don't know, what even would have been big back then. Breaker, I guess, might have been around that time. It was lower level, non-staple stuff, and it made things interesting. But now, because I have a job, there's nothing that I need bad enough that I would need to, like, play for. And
The only reason it would be is to make it an event level match, which I'm not really worried about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mentally prepared to wing it.
To what?
To not have any high level matches and then go to a YCS and be okay with that.
Yeah, me too. That's pretty much all I do. I don't really go to local tournaments very often. I mostly just go to regionals, because local tournaments are just so insufferable.
I always go
too
thinking
close.
that I'm gonna. It's
There's
like
just
this is
too
gonna be
many
great.
people.
I'm gonna learn how good my deck is against these good decks.
Oh,
Never. That's never correct.
no.
You lose to like things that you're like, this doesn't even make sense.
Oh,
you don't know if
no.
your deck is good or not. Whether when you go to locals. Like
You don't learn anything.
I got like sacked to death by Hazy Flame. What is that?
Fire Kings?
Fire Kings.
That's understandable. That just happened.
It was the sack was beyond. It was super fishy too because it's like really sketchy when they have no monsters in their graveyard and then they use what's his name? Sphinx's effect. So they had to have a monster in their hand, but they flipped the monster off the top of their deck. So it's like they could have just been cheating me and hoping to get a monster, and then if they hadn't hit a monster, they would be losing really bad because they'd special one from their hand forcibly. But then it was super sketch. It was like Sphinx, Mill, Garonyx, Special Grunix. I was like, that's nice. Just Special Grunix for 0 cards. I was like, this is cool. He like opened the nuts against me like so many times. I was like, I went first and I was like, okay, I don't have a very good hand. I've got like Zumbira and I was like, I can set 1, or I can set 2. But if I set 2 and he heavy storms, I'll lose. So I was like, but I need to set this MST because in case he places the pillar, that could stop him from sacking me with Sphinx like he did game 1. And so I'm like, set 1. I set bottomless because I'm like, that'll be the same, but it won't matter. Right? I'll hit the Sphinx if he summons the Sphinx. I'll just do that. And then so it ended up, he just MST'd it, and then played the pillar, and then summoned the Sphinx.
Ooh.
And then later on he revealed that he had Heavy Storm in his hand anyway, so it didn't matter. MST and Heavy Storm.
Don't you like when your
and
choices are
pillar
civilized?
and Sphinx. He had pillar, Sphinx, Heavy Storm, MST, and Lance, and a fire monster. And I was like, I lose no matter what. I was like, that's dumb.
Beep-boop.
And then he flipped a Grunix, then he flipped, what was that thing, that fire level 8 that destroys 2 cards when he summoned?
Pyre, the burning Colossus, whatever
Yeah,
it is.
fire.
Bone
Fire Colossus. He flipped one of those on the second one, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
and all I had was Zumbira and, like, nothing else. Then Trag.
Poor Zumbira. It's really weird going to locals for me because I don't care about winning at them. Well, I mean, I do. It's just, it's a different atmosphere. I mean, I like that I get to play friends and stuff, but it's like,
Different flow.
if I want to play friends, I'll just play them at home or somewhere else. I don't necessarily want to play friends at a local. That you don't want to go to regionals and play people you know.
No, you don't want to go to locals and play people you know
I kind of
either.
don't want that either, but then at locals, we know, like, everybody, so it's just like, oh!
But there's some people I, like, never play. Like, I never play Rob.
I played Rob. It was sad.
I played him at the locals, but I lost.
Beating or losing to, like, your friends is kind of weird when it actually matters.
Yeah.
We were joking around, but we were kind of serious at the same time because we wanted to win. We didn't. It was first round, no, second round. No, you don't want to lose in the second round.
Yeah, but you don't want them to lose. You don't want either of you to lose. It's just
You don't
like
want to you don't want to get them any closer to the pit than they need to be.
Yeah.
And the pit is where all of the decks that are like, I can't do anything except summon 5-headed dragon. And when I do, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
You ready to roll the dice? And if you get 2 6s or 2 1s, you lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nothing you're gonna do. Oh, 2 6s. Whoa!
Look at that. You lose to Duelist.
I lost all my matches. This is the first time this happened today. It was like great.
You lose to Young Duelist.
Pit.
Push.
It happens
Damn.
so often. I never expect Christopher to like. I didn't expect Christopher to beat Joe that one time.
Oh yeah, Christopher.
He's
been doing
Just
better
does.
lately.
Yeah.
The draw for tournaments for me though is like the trading factor because our particular locals has a free play day and a tournament day. Free play, you just go hang out with people. Tournaments, you go.
All
you
the
play.
crazy traders.
And all the people with the cards go on like
Tournament
Saturday,
day.
and that's when you're going to get the best like turnaround for all of your stuff, and where you find the largest net of people that want your old stuff and your new stuff.
Or
So,
the people who just want to review it.
or the people who just want to rip you off. Of
And
course.
the hard to find card is usually there.
Yeah.
Because those people with those, like, stupid binders, they're like, oh, this is my page of Secret Judgment Dragon. And you're like, oh, thanks. this is my High Priestess page. Don't worry about it.
Just get by that.
So I've talked about like
not
my
for
trading
That's why your
tactics
price bracket.
before. What
Trading.
about Justin or you, Kyle? Like, what are your trading tactics?
I don't trade very often.
I don't think about tactics when I'm trading. I just go based on feels.
I only trade for what I want.
Yeah.
And I only trade for what I'm going to use, like, now.
And then what do you trade away?
Things I'm not going to use ever.
Do you go by what you think the card prices are? Do you go by just what you want to get rid of?
Generally, I like eBay.
If I care, I do research before I go and trade, but I never.
Depending on who it is and the value of the card I'm getting, I under or overvalue things. Like, if I really want the card, I'll undervalue, like, all my stuff. I'd be like, take it. Give me the card. Give me the one I want. Like,
Don't say no. You can't say no.
I like to make deals that people can't refuse.
yeah, those are good. Because, like, when it's a card you want, you make it so they can't refuse you. Like, oh, well, I'll give you Secret Bubble Man. They're like, I don't want it, but it's Secret Bubble Man. And you're like, yes, give it to me now.
Good.
Yeah, but you save up those things you stock that people are always like, oh, what's that?
Nobody has this. Oh, you have that.
They're like, what is that nice card? And like, and then you look at their binder. If they don't have that thing you really want, you're like, oh, I'm not trading that. Like, I usually have something like that saved up.
I hear a lot of people like, why do you put it in your deck if you're not trading? Or like, why do you put it in your binder if you're not trading it? Does
Don't
that
worry about
really? Yeah, don't worry about it. Does that really matter?
I don't know. I think it's kind of irritating
Don't
that
be
they
bitter,
put it
bro.
there, though. Because they're like, they give you this to say, like, you can, which of these do you want? But you can't have, like, half of it. So why is it in there? Like, why do they show it to you?
Because you don't have what they want. You don't have that, like...
Or better yet, this entire binder is a
The
little
creme
bit
de leche.
too high price for you. Look at this binder still.
Well, I
Oh, the
mean,
double
like,
binder.
there's people who have, like, literally, they're not trading things that are in their binder. I mean, there's the thing that I'm talking about where it's like, I'm saving it for something important.
Sometimes people use binders as just a storage.
But I mean, then why do they show you the binder?
Well, I mean, I can't. Not everyone just has two binders to put. Like, let's say
That's
you
true,
can't
I
even,
guess.
you don't have a tin to store your cards in.
Amazing. You don't have a 10, but you have a binder.
Somehow Konami didn't get you.
I'm not gonna join this little class.
That was like a sad clap.
It was, but I mean that it's never bothered me that people. I mean, it makes me a little sad, but I feel like that's entitlement. Like, oh, you have it in this thing that belongs to you. How could you do that?
That reminded me of
How could you
something
trick
totally unrelated.
How can you trick me?
Okay, so wait, I'm gonna say something completely off topic. What do you think about this idea for the name of a Coke brand? It's called Coke Sludge.
I think this sludge is the most unmarketable name ever.
It's really thick. It's kind of like more like thicker like milk, but it's like a soda still.
No.
So it's like it's not that it's creamy, but I guess it could be creamy, but it's called Coke Sludge.
It's called sludge.
But it's like the commercial like sells it as it's like super hardcore.
Yeah,
Like you're a total beast for drinking this.
Yeah.
It's like I drink Coke Sludge.
It's like super grungy.
Because I'm a
and,
man, like
on the
it could be like it's like dark chocolate, like bitter, like it's hard chocolate, like Coke Sludge.
I think they could probably get people to go in line with that.
I would want it. I'd try it. I would try it once.
I would
You would
try
call
it if
something
it
called
if it
sludge?
looks good. You get like the early adopters, like the Coke fanatics, like Ryan, who'll just be like, "Yeah, I tried sludge; it was really good." Like,
No.
I hate the name. But the drink
I'm
is
into
really
sludge.
good.
Like
No.
I'm into sludge. Are you?
the there's so many places to go. I was like,
You think
There's
two
so
things when
many
you say
bad
the word
jokes
sludge.
that go with
You think of
sludge, too.
toxic waste, or you think of mud.
so you could have a toxic like sign on it's like Coke
No.
Sludge. Behind it is like a toxic chemical sign.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
You don't want to drink
For
it,
real.
but it's so good.
It's like
Like, don't drink
you
it.
like market it to people who like party really hard, pretty much. Because they're like, "Did you bring the Coke Sludge? You bring the sludge?"
No, it's like you can't.
Hit me up with the
half of the
sludge.
population. The dumb thing is, half the population will not drink it just because it's called sludge. And half the population will be like, you can't convince them that it's like, no, we just put toxic waste in this bottle. We put this label on here to warn you not to drink it. Just don't drink it. It's called sludge. What do you think it is? It's toxic waste.
Social
Like,
experiment.
oh yeah, it's toxic, man. Drink it anyway.
What?
half the population you will not.
Doesn't
be able
matter.
to convince them.
No, that doesn't matter. Have you seen the Dr. Pepper 10 commercials? They have ostracized the entire female population,
I'm
and
saying-
yet it's selling a lot.
I'm saying half of the people won't buy it, and half the people will buy it no matter what.
Exactly. That's ingenious.
That's all you
That's
need.
what you want.
Yeah.
Guaranteed half the population. That's what I want.
So dumb.
Coke Sludge.
As long-
Okay,
you just
completely off
You
topic.
need to reach a minimum threshold of popularity before half your stuff will sell no matter what.
Tagline: Let's pound some sludge.
It's a pounds of sludge.
That's great.
Sorry, that was so Yu-Gi-Oh related.
Oh, it
amazing.
was. It
No,
was.
I was thinking about that today, like what I would want to make another Coke product at work. I was just like, that was one of the ones I liked.
What in the world were we talking about?
Trading.
Trading, my tactic. Mine, I've talked about it before. It's going through all of the prices for all of the cards that I plan to trade, and then putting them in the binder based on price, from highest to lowest, and then putting them in sleeves that match the color of
That
the
was a
price.
recent change, right?
No, I started doing that like summer of last year or something.
No, you just haven't been doing it.
I haven't been doing, because we have like 4 binders now.
Well,
There's-
now that we're a conglomerate, I don't even care. I'll
Yeah,
let you
it's
guys do
just-
the trading.
Yeah, it's so annoying. We have binder A, we have binder B, which is like now binder B isn't so bad. Binder B used to be bad binder when we only had
Binder
2.
bad.
Yeah, binder bad. Then we had binder like double B, which was really bad.
Oh, 2 Bs.
There's a
And,
trade binder.
2 B or not 2
I
B?
mean, the deck binder.
huh? And then the deck binder, like that, I've become looser with because there are things that I'm like never going to build, and there's a couple things that I just want.
You got like Tyranno Infinity in there.
I don't know. I think I took that out because I built a deck based on it. So, like, kind of. It got out. It made it.
It made it.
Great.
Wow, that card should never, I didn't think it was ever going to make it out. That is that card, that is the forever.
Wait a minute, was this during the last 2 weeks you made that deck?
It's properly where it should be on my floor, not in deck form. It's in.
Oh, so you haven't actually made
No, it's by not in deck form. I mean the deck is built, but it's like sprawled around my
Yeah,
floor.
it's in that zone where it's
Yeah,
like you've
you
started
do the same.
making ideas, so all of its related cards are next to each other. That means that's somewhere. Like all my dinosaur cards are like that too.
But you haven't used it against anyone.
I like did a couple test hands with it or something like that once, and it was like not what I wanted it to be.
Oh.
I think I actually dueled with it maybe once.
It wasn't there yet.
Nope. What else? Trading. So yeah, look up prices. Prices are hard to keep up with. Random things go up at random points all the time.
No, I'm not interested in those. Essentially, that tells me to not use those cards more than
What cards?
if the price of a card goes up. That means if I have it, I can use it already. But if I don't have it, that means I'm not going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, don't run a deck with level 7 monsters. Done.
Oh, big eye.
Done.
No
That's
big
like
eye.
that's all I learned. I was like, okay, done.
Mm.
I won't use 7s now.
What is Big Eye at now? I haven't checked it.
It's like 80.
I'll check right now.
No.
And for
boy.
me, there is something that I try to get as many Xyz monsters as possible
Yes.
because it's just always good to have at least one copy of any Xyz. That's
I
one
don't
of the
trade
reasons
like
why
any
I got
of my
Big Eye.
extra deck monsters anymore.
Mm.
I have like a mini binder. I don't know what to call that. I bought
The little monster.
a thing that came with 2 literal decks of cards. Like it says bicycle on the
Bicycles.
front, and there's 2 like slots for 2 decks,
Hold on
deck
to it,
boxes,
Gustav Max.
and there's just like stuff in here.
Just trade off now. Maybe it's worth something.
Gustav Max,
Yeah.
but I want to have it forever.
How much is it?
I don't care because I'm keeping it forever.
It was like 20 at one time, or like 18. Oh, Big Eye. First thing that came up was.
Do buy now.
Oh yeah, buy
71.
now. Buy it. Not eBay like right. What's going on? It's like
Yeah.
$80 apparently.
And that got all these guys.
80 or more. Whew.
Adam's Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, you got Guy Knight. That card's on the wheel.
Is that a Basilitrus? Oh, nice.
That's a choice. Got it all in here.
Oh,
See,
you
I've
got-
even got a one-eyed skill gainer in here.
You have
Nice.
Volcanosaurus.
Yeah, I have 2.
I need.
And
That's all
I
here.
usually try and trade for things if I care enough that I know will just get better over time. Because after
Oh, you got
like
Gold.
Justin pointing out how Tour Guide isn't ever going to get any worse, I was just like, you know what? I should just look at all cards that way. Could this get better? Yes, I will pick you up.
The stupid card doesn't come in an ultra. Junk Gardner.
Do you want it to be ultra? Oh, because all the other junk stuff is ultra.
No, all of the synchron. I have all the synchros, except for, I don't have floor as ultras, except for Junk Gardener.
Ew.
Secret Junk
Might
Gardener.
as well not even run it.
Oh, you might as well not run it, yeah.
Secret.
Do you guys ever do like big trades where there's just a ton of stuff out on the table?
The last time I did a big trade was like a year ago.
Rare. It's very rare. So rare. I don't like that. I honestly don't like trading very much.
I think the last time I did it was when I traded Ricky for his Gladiator Beast deck. That was so long ago.
Another thing about trading is it's like I rarely have like really definitive wants, so I don't feel as like good about making like any trades most of the time.
Yeah.
Same with me.
I know, because we have like the conglomerate once again. I kind of just like, people are like, oh, you kind of want this. I let them do like side trades in other people's deals that involve like me getting a card I kind of want.
Oh, yeah.
So it's me not trading, but obtaining cards.
Like,
By getting
you
rid of
guys are
cards
doing
I
a
don't
trade
value.
and like the value is kind of uneven. Like,
Yeah.
throw this thing that I want in there. Is there anything that you want? That kind of stuff.
That's usually how I'm getting more cards.
You owe me a flavor. Get this card.
But, so essentially I just do a bunch of like testing before I do anything. And I'm stuck in hero mode because I still have all these heroes. And I have all these ideas, so I might as well not make another deck.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything. I don't really trading. For the most part, trading with people that I don't find immediately friendly makes me unhappy. Because
I try to steer away. I just don't trade with people who I think are going to make bad deals.
Yeah.
Like, I don't trade with Jose ever.
no.
Sorry if you're listening.
And what else?
But, so, like, when do you duel? And how often, Matt?
When do I duel?
Yeah, do you duel that much?
I haven't really dueled consistently in a very long time. Usually Monday nights are the only times that I get to duel. And I've been testing that Beast Warrior deck, so I've been, like, refining that in very small stages. And I don't really play online, but,
Except playing online.
I just,
Oh.
dueling network was too much work. I'm more interested in the deck building process than I am in the playtesting process, and when the playtesting process really punishes you for playing, kind of like Duel Network does, where you can get random people who don't understand.
And it takes like 10 years.
And it takes a long time.
30-minute duel.
I take a long time to make decisions as well. And when things, the quicker things happen, the faster I can make decisions. So when it's like Yugi Pro, which I've tried, which works really well, one of our listeners suggested that I just get that and play with it, and so I did. And then it allows me to think faster. The duels happen faster, and then I can make changes immediately, basically. And I really like that.
Oh. But the games are always so much faster because then the opponent doesn't think either.
No, yeah, that's true too. It just happens. But with the games, the deck building process has always been the thing that punishes me. Like scrolling through large amounts of cards, trying to find things, not being able to put cards essentially in folders and organize them based on like...
I remember, for some reason they got rid of it in the most recent one. You could favorite cards in one of the older ones. I think that was Spirit Collar. And that was really nice because I just favorited all the cards that I knew I would want. And then like I was like, gosh, I don't know what to run in this like 2 spots I got. I want something, and I'd like, oh, look in the favorites folder. But they just got rid of it.
I mean, they should just hire someone whose entire job is to program like an organization list.
Yes.
And then you never really have to use them again because they've made it. They dedicated the crazy amounts of time that it'll take, but you just recycle that system in every game that you make, and then everyone will be happy. I will be very happy.
So happy.
So yeah, Dueling Network don't really use. Yugi Pro I like. Dueling in real life I do. Not very often. I've really liked watching people's duels recently, because I am designing my own card game right now, Mass Effect card game. I'm attempting that, so I've been really interested to see what people enjoy about playing card games versus like what I enjoy, and so I've been watching a lot of duels on Mondays and stuff, just seeing how people play and what they think is fun.
That reminds me of something. That card game you showed me, that was one card.
Yeah.
I had this idea for a card game. I'll tell you about it later, I guess. I don't know.
No, go ahead.
Oh, it was an idea.
Is it long?
It could be.
And then we'll talk about later.
Okay. Well, I'll make it short. How about that?
Okay.
It was an idea. It was similar where it was like you don't use very many cards, but where the card pool is extremely massive. Where you like open packs where cards are like variated, like you could get like, okay, I got Prisma in the pack, and there's like purple Prisma, yellow Prisma, this Prisma, and then I get packs that have like variations of each card that have minute differences. Like this one has 100 less attack and stuff. So people are getting like a bunch of different cards, and then like your deck consists of like something like 3 to 5 cards. So you make like a team or something of very small varied cards. So it's like, oh, you want that gold one. That gold Prisma is really good or something. And
for this particular strategy.
For this strategy game. And like each one, the differences would be beneficial in different areas and stuff.
I like that. A game about the variables.
Yeah. And then I just thought that'd be an interesting way to... Because I was like, oh, but if I just make like... At first I was thinking I'll just have like 10 units that everybody can use. But then it'd be like, oh, then the ultimate strategy would crop up immediately. Like these 3 ones together would be the best. And then everybody'd run that, and then it'd be boring. But if I just make like so many that you can't possibly make one the best, that'd be interesting.
There's so much to choose from that the choices become more about personal choice than it is about optimization.
And even if it was like
discovery.
There was one that did become the best, there could be people who are like, well, I prefer the gold version to the purple version, right? In mine, because I feel like
I'm this way.
Yeah.
I play this way. This is my style.
And thus you have a card game.
Yeah.
What about you guys? How do you duel? How do you play? What do you use?
I don't use DN. Oh, like I said, I just like the game the best, but that doesn't work anymore because it's so outdated now. Just like there's like I want to use this idea, but I can't do anything. It's like I want to test that new idea with the Neos, but I don't want to have to duel people with that deck. Because I'm just going to lose before I do anything. So I just need to play that worst computer player with his deck, and I just want to take like 10 million turns. I just do whatever I want.
So you can actually get to the cards that start generating.
Yeah. Because the deck doesn't have any shell at all. I just know what cards are in it, but I don't know how it'll work. Like, are my hands just going to be horrible? And like, how many turns does it take to get to this? Do I need to like lower that? But so I don't use DN. I don't use Yugi Pro, but I have Yugi Pro, but I don't use it.
Why not?
I just don't.
Yugi Pro is a lot. If it's not your stuff, if Yugi Pro isn't your thing, like I don't want to go on and find random matches with people.
I don't like random matches.
Yugi Pro is like searching versus DN, where it's like you click and then you join someone. It's a lot more decisive. Yugi Pro is kind of cluttered.
I don't want to play random people if I'm like testing.
Randy's.
There's that too.
Because then you just play something that is like, you have to be paying attention to them a lot, and I'm trying to just pay attention to only my deck when I'm testing. And I know they don't want me to be like testing against them. They're trying to like beat you, I guess. I don't know what they're trying. People are trying to do there.
Low stakes poker.
Yeah, but so I don't like doing either of those. DN just takes way too long. It's not worth it. Usually what I do is I just take a deck in real life, because the game doesn't work anymore, and I play duels like really, really fast. Like I don't like make any decisions. When I'm making the first build, I'm just gonna do it. Just play this. Or when I'm testing something, I'm like, I'm gonna make a bad decision. Just do it. Like I did that the other day. I was like, I'm gonna see if Diamond Dude and Allure are good. So I was just like, I have Allure and Stratos in my hand. I don't care. Stratos, Diamond Dude, Allure. And I was like, and my hand was horrible. And I was like, okay, never again. Like I learned what happens.
Yeah.
So I just make the decisions immediately. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. I just want to know what
Never
happens.
again? What? Maybe it could be good next time.
I learned exactly all the ramifications of what happened. I was like, okay, I didn't draw Prisma. If I hadn't have drawn Prisma, if I did draw one, I needed the Prisma, or else my hero engine just dies right there. It makes me reliant on Call of the Haunted, which just gets MST'd if I'm relying on it. I've never relied on Call of the Haunted and not had to get MST'd. That's just how it works. I'm like, oh gosh, I need this call to get through MST. And I'm like, no. But so I just make the decisions fast, and I just take in everything that happened when I made that decision, so that next time I know what'll happen. And then I just make a bunch of decisions, and then I always immediately change the deck like as soon as I get out. I'm like, and I just make really fast decisions there too. I'm just like, okay. I remember I played you're playing Wineups, and I made my like first Heraldic Beast build.
Yeah.
I was like, this is bad. And that's where the like book is better than Sangan. That's where that quote came from. Like, book is better than Sangan. And it immediately was like fruitful. I didn't have to draw the Sangan. I didn't have to do this stuff. Like, and I'm like, okay. And I'm just like, I don't want to run 3 of this. I want to run 2 of this. And I just take one out, put in this. And I do that until it's somewhere nice, and then I start making strategic decisions to learn the plays. And it takes a while.
Makes sense.
And then it makes me not want to start a new deck. That if I'm trying to make a good deck, it makes me not want to start making that deck ever.
Okay.
So I'm like, if I think this idea is good, I don't want to have to start.
But the process is exhaustive.
Because it takes too long. Like, my hero deck was good, and now it's good, and it's gotten to like this like pinnacle, I don't know.
Where it can only fall.
No. Not that. Like, I've done all the testing. I've had this deck for like ever now. And it's gone through so many phases and differences. And it's at the point where now it only changes depending on what other people are doing.
What about you, Justin? You use DN, right?
What?
You use DN sparingly doing network to test your
I use
ideas
it
and
when
play.
someone requires me to use it.
Oh, okay.
Like, I did the whole thing where I played people in like random ranked matches, and then I realized that was pointless, so I stopped doing it. And I don't ever want to just you never want to just go on there and just play people. I don't want to have to like deal
It's
with
not.
them.
I never do that for fun. That's just not fun.
Because it's not fun. Yeah. Dealing with people on Dual Network isn't fun because they try and like rule shark you. 2,
they don't know the rules.
If the rules don't go their way, either they pretend to not know the rules, or they just genuinely don't know the rules. You just have to deal with that.
And plus, after all of us playing together, we're all really theatrical when we play, and so I think we all gain a lot of enjoyment out of playing with each other and playing other people that are familiar with us. 'Cause we just do funny stuff and reaction. And the socialness of it is really good.
It gets like both in real life and on Dual Network. It gets really awkward when you play someone that absolutely just wants to win, and you're kind of not very serious.
That reminded me of... I watched the video where me and Devin duel again. I wanted to analyze. And then I heard that noise again that I make. I like... He summons like BLS or something. I'm like, oh!
He does the good stuff.
And it like... Oh yeah, he does the Stardust Scrap Dragon. And I'm like, oh! And it like cuts the whole video in like half. But like we do really retarded stuff like that.
Yep. So, that Dual Network is no. I've never even tried Yugioh. I should probably, when I get some free time, I have nothing better to do, I'll try it.
It's refreshing comparatively.
Okay.
What about like real life? You
Real life.
You don't really go to tournaments very often, but do you have time now?
I have time now because I only work Sunday and Monday.
Okay.
When I do get another job, I'm gonna try and have Saturday and Sunday off, so I can do stuff like that if I feel like doing it. Just like normal people have the weekends off. Like, for the last 3 years, I worked a job where I had to work the weekends. It was really weird.
Yeah.
So, I like to duel in real life, like, if at all possible. Like, when we go to, like, maybe 3 podcasts ago, beforehand, whenever I went to like Matt's house to do the podcast, after the podcast, I want to duel. No one else wants to duel, apparently. Like I like dueling, but I mean like
if we have no motive, me and Matt don't really like to duel. We're not trying to do anything with this duel, so why should we duel?
Roll dice to see who has to duel Justin. Okay, but,
I don't want to play a duel that's decided by the coin flip. That's no fun. Oh, Justin got heads, or he won the dice roll. He wins. Wind up.
My annoying tendency to run decks that are just not fun to do against.
It's like, do I want to play an uphill battle at 11 o'clock at night? Is that really what I want to do with the last remaining strands of mental energy I have?
Yeah. It's like I haven't dueled in like 2 weeks. So it's
Jonesing.
He's jonesing for a duel.
No.
Dueling for a Jones.
Dueling for Jones.
For the last like month or so, I've grown not tired of Yu-Gi-Oh, but I've grown like burnt out. Like I haven't felt the need to go. Like last Monday, I could have went if I had the will. I could have like took the bus there and back. I could have brought my backpack with me to work, but I just didn't feel like it. So
More work than it was worth.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really want to do that much to do all that.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I don't have a cool enough idea I want to deal with right now, so I just don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore.
No,
I'm ready to go now.
Oh, he's ready.
You're ready to go now. You have that amazing idea.
I don't have any of the
Necro
cards.
Shade.
Oh, the Necro Shade idea.
Neos.
Will that happen? That won't happen.
Will you run
That will
That
take
deck is
so
good.
much.
That deck, I'm pretty sure that deck's good, but it's just that deck is like a lot of work to. That's a deck of numbers. It's a numbers game.
Oh my
Beat
gosh,
that
same
deck
thing
into
with my
submission.
hero
You just
deck.
beat it into submission. Do it.
A deck is a numbers game, and I know what it'll be. It's because when you run that many power cards, it becomes a numbers game.
Yeah.
Like the Cast Dragons, you got to get the numbers. Once the numbers are down, you just start dropping bosses all the time, and you win.
Yep.
Like so, you just have to. But that takes like a lot of work
Mm-hmm.
to refine one of those decks.
Mm-hmm. Lots of good choices, lots of errors in judgment, lots of retracting on previous declarations. This is it. Wait, no, this isn't it. I need this back. I just need it back. Because I took that out, things changed.
Yeah, like things change by like one card differences. You're like, oh no, this will result in me running out earlier, like 2 turns earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the Diamond Dude thing. By adding the Diamond Dude, like things, it'll elongate some cards' use.
Mm-hmm.
Like beyond reason. Oh, for the first time, I'm so happy. Monster Reincarnation to BLS. Or not Monster Reincarnation, Warrior Returning Alive.
Isn't
on
it
BLS.
so awesome?
I was like, oh, I guess I win. I was like, I had it in my hand, and I wasn't thinking about it. I summoned BLS,
Mm-hmm.
and then he got rid of it the next turn. So I was playing Seth, and he got rid of it. I was like, darn it. That was like my plan. And I was like, oh, da 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 da.
Warrior Returning Alive.
And I was like, it's like I have Monster Reborn. Yes.
More BLS.
Yes.
What's he like?
I activate BLS Reborn.
BLS Reborn.
That card had absolutely... the intent of that card is not that even at all. It is a 0% thought of that card.
What?
Running Warrior Return Alive, 0% of the decision was
You're
that I can
right.
get back BLS.
To bring back BLS.
Oh, it was just 0% of the decision. It just happened.
It is just an extra thing that it gets. That I had no intent of having it happen. No intent.
How is it going to happen? Come on. It'll get negated
Things
or like
will have to
banished
happen
or something.
so specifically. that
Like
happen.
I had such little intent for it to happen that I drew both of them and I didn't notice it. Like I was just like, I have both of these. I was like, I didn't draw any other warriors. That's what I think when I draw BLS and a Warrior Journal Alive. Dang, I don't have any other warriors.
What else? So we've talked about it before, like, when you test a deck, we've talked about how I don't know if I talked about it, I guess I kind of did. But like, I do test hands if I have the cards in real life.
I do lots of different things.
So some decks, like, won't get built until I have the actual cards, because going online to make them requires, like, the ability to play out a hand assuming...
With no opponent.
With no opponent, yeah.
I wish
just need
there
to
was,
see,
like, a
how the
program that did
combos
that.
work. Yeah.
There, like, isn't. I've tried to do it on virtual desktop. That's just too difficult.
Too
It
much
takes
clicking.
too long.
Way too much clicking. Right-clicking, clicking.
I did it once
searching.
because I didn't have any of the cards. And it was for, like, really long and drawn-out combos, and I just wanted to, like, move cards back and forth. Be like, oh, take that decision back, go here. And then, yeah.
Test hands are a majority of how I decide if decks are going to be worth investing the time in or not.
Yeah. I do the test hand where you, like, play it out. And I also do the, like, I do set aside 6, then set aside the next 6. And I, like, set aside the piles to say, is this good? Do I want this? And if, like, not enough of them are good, I start changing the deck. I'm like, okay, these 6 weren't good enough. I keep getting, like,
Probable, like, random opening hands.
Yeah. Like, I don't like my openings. Or, like, I don't know what to do with, like, these openings. Why is this opening bad? It makes... Whenever I do that, I always think I don't want to run Trag. Because every time I do that, I always get a bunch of just Trag spells and
Trag
trags.
is like... I was watching a bunch of random decks earlier today and yesterday of, like, Trag versus Gores in, like, certain situations and how people play with them. Trag is, like, pure adrenaline, and Gores is, like... I don't know what the opposite of adrenaline is, like safe, I guess, or like a nice,
He's a safety
comfortable
net.
seat. Yeah, like Gores, you can play with it, you can both stall and go after people. Because it gives you a Gores and a token. It's the
Yeah.
+1
It kinda-
monster.
I use it as this like thing where it's like this backup where it's like I can start doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And know that if they try to get in there, I can stop them, like, and have like that comeback.
Trag just is like dripping with intensity. It's so versatile, but
It
it has this
happens.
drawback of you having to have cards in your hand, so it kind of might restrict plays once you play it, because you might have to revolve around it. But I mean, it also becomes an Xyz monster or a Synchro monster material.
It's hard to deal with how much you can do.
And
Because
then-
you have it, and its effect to summon itself happens all the time. Like, you get an opportunity all the time. You never know when you want to.
But it's like really threatening for your opponent when it has really high attack, because it can have
Like 3K.
3k, yeah, and that's really hard to get over for
A lot of decks.
a lot of decks that focus on battle phase, essentially.
Yeah.
Try almost every deck.
Yep, and so it's a really, really good monster, but because it has like so many inherent options, and it's just not
Obvious.
good, it's not obvious in every deck, I guess I would say. So
What
it's
you're
like-
supposed to be doing is inobvious. And it changes what it's doing when you're playing different decks, too.
Very, very true.
Like, what was that? I remember a while back, it was like, when I'm playing the gadget deck, it's like amazing playing against gadgets. Because I can just sit on it. And every time, unless he summons as many monsters as possible, I can just take his monster and you can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really good.
And like Mermails, it's this like extra level 7 monster, and they always have cards in their hand until they go all out, and then they can just use it as material.
And against Mermails, it's like this, you save it for when they try to kill you.
Yeah, that too.
Because like some decks, it's like, oh, I'm just using this to not die.
Mm-hmm. And then Gores, you summon it and you don't lose, and then
And then you
do
have
stuff
really
with it.
good stuff on the field.
Yeah. So it's a lot more simple. And then of course Trag Max C.
Drag.
I like that combo.
It is-
I believe in that combo.
I believe in Harvey Dent. It is the combo. It makes
It
a
is.
dent in your opponent's plans.
But the ultimate machine combo. It's you got the Card Trooper, Call the Haunted, Maxi, Tragodia. That's where it's at. The gang's all there.
What else was there? I don't know if there was anything else. Sleeves you guys prefer right now? Player's Choice, Ultra Pro.
What's the matte back?
Matte back is Ultra Pro.
Ultra Pro.
Mm-hmm.
I hate gloss back.
Any particular reason?
I like the way these ones look, but they
The matte
start to
ones.
get like sticky once they're old, and the shuffling is restrictive. And so, and like even when the other ones get gunk, the matte, they still shuffle just as well.
So the Player's Choice gets restrictive. Do you mean the glossy?
Yeah, the glossy gets
glossy gets
restrictive
restrictive.
once they get a little dirty, but they're better when they're super clean.
They're pretty when they're super clean. I
Yeah.
really like purple Player's Choice glossy sleeves. They're just very nice. Huh?
I feel like though it's like impossible to keep sleeves clean.
You have to wash your hands all the time,
Yeah.
and then play on a mat.
What the heck?
The problem is that I work at a greasy restaurant, and I
Gross.
inevitably have like grease pouring out of my body. I swear. Like, oh, I come straight from work to McDonald's where people are dueling. Everything gets greasy.
You know what? Yu-Gi-Oh should sell. What Konami should sell? Dueling gloves.
At work, that is not dueling gloves. At work, there was a glove in a bottle. It was a lotion you put on your hand that made like an invisible glove around your hand.
Interesting. That's pretty
You
cool.
came up with that idea?
No, it was real.
Well, I mean, dueling gloves have dual purposes.
Ba 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 ba.
I didn't
Pwah.
like that.
How do you guys? So, how many cards do you take with you to like tournaments versus free play? Do you
Free
take
play?
how much of your collection?
I
Just a
never-
binder, just your deck,
In my backpack
and
normally.
you have a backpack, not a messenger bag.
Yeah, backpack. My backpack normally has the, I have like 2 deck boxes that usually have my 2 most prominent decks, this extra deck thing, and then that 3-fold deck holder, which usually doesn't have decks, it just has a bunch of cards in it.
I usually bring the goods. Sometimes I leave my binder because I don't feel like trading. But
And-
I bring the goods. I leave the bats.
Big tournaments, I usually just bring my deck.
Don't want things to get stolen. Don't want to deal with trading.
I don't really want to trade at really big tournaments.
Because I'm like the master of the binders, and there's like 4. I have like one backpack dedicated to the
binder
binders.
pack.
And then I have usually a messenger bag that has my dragon deck and my beast warrior deck, and then if another one, and like a mat. And
I have my mat in my bag.
So I bought. Oh, I love this freaking deck box. So I bought a Fantasy Flight deck box at
That's Fantasy Flight.
Regionals. They're like a card game creator, like board game creator. Is it breaking? Oh, that makes me unhappy. The only problem with this deck box is that when you go to open it, you have to. It's so sealed. It's like it snaps. It has this really good latch. To open it, you kind of have to push on it a little bit.
I'm trying to break it almost.
You basically have to try. And now there's 3 hinges, and one of them is breaking. That makes me unhappy. But it has a really, really deep section for the cards, and then
deep.
On the bottom, it has a detachable box that you can put your dice in, or other little trinkets. It's a magic, I guess, sized box, so you can put any card games you want. You can put damage counters in here if you play Pokemon. It's a very tall, vertical deck box. And then on the front, you can put a picture or a card. It has a clear plastic, blocking so that you can put a card behind it, and there's an indent in the case so that you can put the card in here. I really like it because it carries your dice, and you don't have to keep them in awkward places.
My dice are always in my pocket.
You have one of the dual... Oh, no, you have the silver deck box,
Oh, that
right?
nice... This 5Ds one.
Nice material, 5Ds, kind of leather replica.
I don't know, it's got this like
Deck
grippy
box.
like fabric underneath it. Silver 5Ds. You can
Magnetic
probably
locking.
find it at any locals.
Yeah, they're like the $10 ones that come in like silver and maybe one other color, and they have like a tri-fold or a dual-fold cover on the top. And then deck stuff. And then Justin carries standard deck boxes. Ultra Pro deck boxes.
The plastic ones that
This
like
one-
fold open.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have an Ultra Pro for usually my alternate deck. Right now it's holding my Vanguard deck.
Okay.
I have my blah 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 Index 2 deck box I've had forever.
Blah, 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 index
I think it's
too.
like Toro deck. I don't know.
Maja Tora with Tora is like book in Japanese, I think.
So
Does it not have it on there?
this is like an anime related.
It's some anime that he's never seen.
I've read the manga.
Oh, you read it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I told myself that I would read the manga because I had the deck box.
Oh, so you read it after.
I have a bunch of extra deck boxes, extra Ultra Pro deck boxes as well.
I always think it's weird. Like, I recognize an anime on a guy's deck box. I think it's a really weird anime for that guy that I've seen. And I don't want to ask him about it because that's really awkward. Where it's like, oh, that's like a really adorable girl you have in your deck box. Like, what? And then there's... I always think it's really awkward when someone has like one of those play mats with like the boobs hanging out on it.
Oh, yes. It is...
Not that I don't understand that guys
Tyler
like
style?
the boobs.
Mhm.
But, yeah, Tyler style. And I'm always
Tyler
like,
style?
the young Tyler.
Oh,
He's got,
right.
what's it called?
We know about him.
Not... What anime is that?
I don't know.
I know what it is, and as soon as I
I
say
know.
it, you're
I
gonna
know
what it
Kevin
is.
has like a Sword Art Online one. Oh,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, not that anime, please. Anything but
And that
that.
was actually looked pretty good.
It was a nice mat, but I would never shame myself with that anime.
He hates Sword Art Online. I thought it was okay.
Someone has to hate
Anyways,
Someone's responsibility.
before we get
but
into
no.
really, really crazy
Was it
anime
off topic?
flame wars.
Chobits?
No, it couldn't have been Chobits.
Maybe it was.
Chobits is so random.
No, I know. Maybe it was. No, it wasn't. Oh my god.
Why are we talking about
it. So moving on.
No, one
will
other
figure it
deck
out.
box that I really like
Oh.
is the one that has 2 compartments.
Oh,
so
no,
you can
oh,
like
those are
slide
nice.
out the compartments.
Yes.
Those are Yu-Gi-Oh ones that like fold up. Joe has one of those. I really like those.
Maybe it was Ages Week.
I would get one if I didn't like that so much. A lot of people seem to have the deck box. Joe does.
I am 75% sure it's Angel Beats.
I would be surprised if it's Angel Beats too. All those
No.
people are really tiny.
You're right.
Then there's the binders, monster binders all around, right?
Yeah, that's like the only one there is. Isn't there?
It's-
It's got those sweet sleeves.
The pockets.
The black, like
Oh yeah.
With
The nice black material.
built-in sleeves that
built-in
feel. They
sleeves.
look like they're like unbreakable
They're
sleevage.
just really, really pro looking.
This is so much better than Monster.
It is monsters. Yeah.
No, his is
Oh,
ultra.
so you got
pro.
ultra roll. Those are nice.
It's the
too.
monster replica. I mean, it's
Way
exact-
better than Monster. Monster binders fall apart.
That's the same
Fair
thing.
enough. No.
Mine was falling apart.
No, it's like the same binder.
It's the same style, but I guess this is just like
It's got key differences.
nothing but plastic, and it's kind of like thick material.
If you'll
around
notice,
the outside,
the
I don't
sleeving material is different.
It looks so exactly.
It looks so exactly the same, but it's like it's made differently so it doesn't rip.
Interesting.
Like when you compare them side by side, you notice.
We look at Monster Binder.
It is different.
One seems glossier.
It does seem glossier.
I feel like this binder's never gonna break though.
I mean, you can
Because
take
it's a
care
little
of it.
monster.
It's a little monster.
It's a tiny
I
monster.
also like the $10 Yu-Gi-Oh binder, the one with Yusei on it, I believe it is.
Did you say light swords?
I did say Light Swords. It's like $8 at some places. It's so awesome. Kobe. Dang, Kobe.
Oh, Kobe. That was Kobe Doe's deck. He called it Did You Say Light Swords? Because he had Yusei's cards in it.
Yeah.
And Light Swords.
You struggle against a joke and then you accept it.
There was like one more thing. And then of course, how do you do research for playing against decks? You use YouTube a lot, right, Kyle?
Not really.
No, not anymore.
No, I use YouTube, but not for research. That's for news.
Mm.
I know what people are doing because of YouTube.
He's omnipotent. He just knows.
But
Where do you learn about the meta, Kyle?
that's how I don't learn about like how to play against it. I just read the cards and I just assume. That's how I learn how to play
You know
against
what
things.
happens when you assume?
I win duels.
No, you make an ass out of you and me.
Oh dang, he said it.
I said it.
But I do that. Most of my research, I suppose you call it,
That's how you open it. That's
is-
crazy.
What?
Found a way to open this thing without it being ridiculous.
oh,
You've been doing it
congratulations.
I have. Yeah, that's way easier.
wrong. What do you do? Do you
Just you put your finger forward into it, and then you just lift up.
It's crazy because I assumed that it had one of those, but the way you were opening it, I couldn't see the other side. So I thought, I guess maybe it doesn't have a little clicking thing because he's opening it all weird.
Yeah, I just assumed it didn't work like that. I tried pulling the clasp. That doesn't work. I don't know what's going on.
Whatever. You learn something every day.
You
Yeah.
do.
So, Justin, your research. How do you learn at least? How do you gather information?
When I need to, in order to play against decks, I usually just absorb information from Pojo, like all half-cocked, kinda, because that's not really how I learn. I learn from experience. That's why I'm really bad against mermaids, because I never play them. I refuse to play them, because I hate them.
Just play Seth. That deck's not that bad. People kind of overreact about the deck.
I hate it so much.
The deck is more about experience when you lose. You lose if you don't know what's going on.
I beat Seth sometimes. I beat Seth a hefty amount of time because I feel like he doesn't know what's going on. So
That's nice.
I know kind of what's going on, and he kind of knows what's going on. But I know my deck like the back. Like I play with windups. I know deck windups like the back of my hand. I feel like he doesn't have as much experience with his deck, so I just do stuff.
Before my current stint of testing decks into refinement, I would usually before a big event, I'd usually kind of make a deck a couple days before and then just go and play with it because I wasn't really, not that I wasn't taking it seriously, but
But you weren't taking it seriously.
no, the way that I was building decks before was try something new, play it for a couple weeks, and I either like it or I don't, and so I might try something new, and then I would just repeat that process kind of before regionals, taking what I've learned and then kind of building a new deck with that information.
Yeah.
And so it would technically be maybe better or have a better idea going in than the previous deck did, but I'd still be new and I'd still be learning, and I guess I liked that. But after every single deck being tier 1 that Konami makes with like the Chaos Dragon thing, I was just going to be like, this format I'm playing with this deck, and I'm going to play it to death. And so even if I don't know enough information about other people's decks, I will know all of the situations in which my cards will work. So I will be completely confident in at least the choices that I'll be making. And if I lose to not understanding cards, or not being able to like predict the kinds of interactions they'll be able to do, that'll just be on me. And then I basically did as well as I expected to do.
I tried to do that against Mermills, but it's like you can't really do that because like the way their cards work is if you don't understand how their cards work, then you do something you can't do. You end up looking like a fool.
Well, I mean, I did because we do the podcast. There was a like extent of knowledge that I had just from being able to do this and talking about it and thinking about it while I talk about it. Because like against Mermails,
That chain works like that?
Yeah, it was like against Mermails, they're going to summon Undyne, and if I summon Hanzo and I have a super transformation, they're not doing anything to the super transformation, and then their Undyne just goes away. And then all of their monsters are level monsters, so I interrupt the like Megalo Abyss before things happen. I just steal it, and then they don't like OTK me that turn, and they don't Xyz into anything. At least then they didn't really Xyz into Biscayos consistently. It was like the week after Cosmoblazer came out or something like that, or like the day after.
Yeah.
So they didn't just spam Biscayos as much. Yeah, so that was just Mermail matchup against my deck. So yeah.
I essentially do the same thing as you, where I want my deck to be good as possible with my deck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care as much about their deck, but I do go out of my way to know what every card does. I don't necessarily know the interaction of every deck. But if I play it, I do like to kind of like play it once, and then once I've played them once, the more I play a deck, obviously you get better against the deck. You learn like, okay, I guess Maestro just like wins duels against that deck. Why not? Like that's what I feel about Fire Fists and Mermails. It's like, oh, I summoned Maestro, I kind of get to win now for no real reason.
Yep. It's funny that Maestro they can run Gotchi, they can run Maestro. Like it's good for them, and then when you summon it against them, it's kind of crappy.
Bad for them.
It's funny.
But
Poison.
No, Poison. I have specific internet resources. I look at them and I absorb the information. Like I go to Shriek, I read deck lists. I don't know how the decks work, but I read the deck list.
You assume. I don't really look at deck lists very much. I don't like my ideas being clouded by other people's stuff.
Other ideas.
Don't cloud my psychopaths.
And when I see other people's ideas, it makes me it gives me bad reasons to make excuses for things, but when I don't know their ideas, I can just be like, oh, it's just because I like it. I'm just trying this out. I don't care that there's a potentially better build. These aren't tech cards to me because I don't know the like common build.
It's annoying to like you see the build that's good, and it essentially it like I don't know what to call it. Like it changes your view on which ones are like allowed to be run. People like I was talking about that earlier. People are putting their like thought process in a box.
Oh yeah.
So like, oh, this is the deck list.
The standard has been created. Why are you deviating it?
Yeah, you can't deviate because it's bad, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say other than that.
Yeah.
But I guess with that, we'll take a short break and move into the comments and questions. Okay. Well, this one seems like it is for Justin, and I guess us, but it's Vanguard, by Kamehame Hamster. Konnichiwa, YCG crew. As you may know, a craze is spreading in Yu-Gi-Oh! In the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. This is none other than Card Fight Vanguard. What do you guys think about the game? If so, how does it compare to Yu-Gi-Oh! In your eyes? Also, with Shien's smoke signal at 3 again, do you think you can expect a resurgence of samurai players? God bless. Kamehame Hamster.
Maybe if you live in some kind of like cave, you don't let any Dynamite players into the cave. You could be the king of the cave with 6 samurai.
I said it last time and I'll say it again. People think samurais are broken. people seeing a broken deck getting better cards will go back to the deck, and then they will relearn why they didn't play the deck the entire time.
It just gets crapped on.
The reason it's not being played isn't because they were inconsistent. Well, it is because they're inconsistent, but
they do
comparatively.
like two things, and both of those things get stopped by
decks it stops decks from doing a specific thing, and if the deck doesn't care about that thing, then the deck doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, my deck, you can't play spells and traps. You can't play spells and traps. That's what it says. And if your deck doesn't rely on spells and traps that much, then the deck literally does nothing.
The reason why, the core reason why, is it has too many bad matchups against meta decks.
Yeah.
It's not good against
Mermails.
It's not good against Rabbit. It's not good against Prophecy, I'm assuming.
That's a weird one.
It's funny against Prophecy.
It's a hit or miss.
You waste maybe one thing.
Summon High
Who
Priestess.
knows when you're going to...
Huh? You don't... Did you open High Priestess?
Yeah, basically.
That's the question.
If you didn't open High Priestess...
Did you open High Priestess? No? Well, I have Nat Beast.
Oh, good for
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Good for you having that beast.
That's what happens. That's the Samurai does against that.
It is hit or miss.
You don't open that beast and you open Shien, well then you get to negate one of the spells.
And you lose. And then game 2 you'll summon Nat Beast.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if you're a smarty.
Wait.
That's another thing I don't like. Using
Nat
the
Beast.
word broken
Cards that
to
can summon
describe
Nat.
every card.
Yeah, it's to not mean anything.
This
anymore.
card is really,
That's
really
a-
good. Is
That's
broken.
a counter.
What?
I was like, I shook my head.
For
Nat
what?
Beast. Oh, for
Nat Beast
prophecy.
I hate it so.
It's tough.
So Vanguard,
Ooh,
Justin,
wow.
you like Vanguard?
I like one part of Vanguard.
Okay, so that's not really. but
I
have the
do
cards.
like Vanguard. I like playing it. Okay, as a game, I like it.
Okay.
The archetypes, I kind of don't like most of them.
So the game,
It's really generic.
if you've never seen Vanguard in your life, it's a game that has a play field of 6 cards that can go onto the play field. And so it's kind of like if you played an RPG with a front row and a back row, that's essentially what it looks like, 3 in the front, 3 in the back. And you play cards from your hand into those fields on the battlefield, and you start with 1 in play called your Vanguard, right?
Why are you saying it?
I'm just basic explanation of what the game will look like when people are playing it. But what, like, archetypes, why don't you like them?
So let me first
I'm
get
curious.
into like why I like Vanguard as a game, because it's exciting. It has an element of unpredictability, but it's controlled unpredictableness. It's like you don't know what's going to be on the top of your deck, but if it's like one of the 16 cards that you specifically put in your deck for a situation, for like, okay, so when you attack your opponent with your Vanguard, you get to drive check, which is look at the top of the card of your deck and add it to your hand, and if it's a trigger, which you have to run 16 of in your deck, then you get to do something special that's really cool.
An
If
effect that triggers when you attack.
yeah, well, when you draw it, when you attack.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't draw it, then, well, you just added a card to your hand. So you get more cards by attacking with your Vanguard. There's other random stuff, but that's what the basics of why it makes it so fun, is because you get to do stuff, and you can do, like, wombo combos by, like getting a double critical, doing 4 damage. Like, if you get to 6 damage, you lose. So doing 4 damage with 1 attack is a pretty awesome feeling.
I had one question, and now I can't remember what it was.
What don't you like about it?
Yeah, well, I guess what don't you like about Vanguard?
As far as like the game goes, it's a pretty solid game.
Yeah.
No, I
The
remember.
archetypes are kind of generic. Like they have like the paladin archetype. It's like there's royal paladin, gold paladin. That just seems like the generic best archetype. Like swordsman and stuff. There's dragons, pretty much. It's not Tachikaze. Those are dinosaurs. I like those ones. Those are not generic. There's like the generic, really good dragon archetype, which I can't remember off the top of my head. There's Narukami, which is just like electric, and anything having to do with lightning is in this one.
Do they interact in different ways? Because it sounds
They
like...
do not interact. Each archetype is pretty much self-contained.
Okay, and do they play the game like very differently from another archetype?
Not really.
Because it seems like Vanguard has a set of specific interactions and a set of specific effects for cards.
Each archetype focuses on a specific mechanic. Sometimes they're just generic. Like Murakumo is just like ninjas. I mean,
and then my question was, you said when you attack with a Vanguard, you draw a card, and if that card has an effect, you apply it. If you attack with another card, since you can summon more, what are they called, monsters? Or
they're rear guards.
Rear guards? Okay. Can you attack with other rear guards, I guess?
You can, but you don't drive check when you attack with the rear guard.
Oh, okay, so you only get bonuses from attacking with the Vanguard.
Yep.
Which is putting yourself at risk, because your Vanguard is really important.
Oh, you don't put yourself at risk by attacking.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
never
mean,
mind.
you just attack with the Vanguard and then you drive.
Oh,
check.
but you could take damage, and then you could.
I mean, there's no defense position really. You take damage no matter what.
Okay.
If they attack you.
Okay.
Unless you hit a heal trigger. But the reason, I just think that the archetypes, like the monsters themselves, don't look that interesting. They're just generic fantasy stuff. Except for there's only one archetype that I play. I only collect cards from that one archetype, and that's Oracle Think Tank, which is, I guess, they're kind of generic too. But I mean, I like the way the deck plays. I like the mechanic that it bases itself off of, which is knowing the future, knowing what you're going to draw, controlling your drive checks by knowing the top card of your deck.
Okay.
And I don't have all the cards for it yet, but my final deck is going to be a Tsukiyomi deck, which is pretty much you reverse stack your deck. So you stack cards on the bottom of your deck, and you draw until you get to where you started stacking, so you know what's coming for the rest of your deck.
That's pretty cool.
And it's once I get that deck made, I'm never going to trade or do Vanguard trades or anything, because I'll have my deck and I'll be done with it.
Okay.
Cool. And Kyle and Matt, I'm guessing, don't like Vanguard.
I
don't dislike it. I just don't.
I really, really like the idea of Vanguard, but I don't need to play other card games, basically. I don't need to own other card games.
Exactly.
I'm controlled. That's why I decided to only do one archetype, because I don't want to play another. At first, I didn't want to play because I was like, why would I want to play another card game? But then I was like, okay, I like OTTs a lot. I like how they work, so I will only get that archetype, and I will only make this one deck. And once this deck is done, I'll be done.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel like if I did not play Yu-Gi-Oh now, and I was given an opportunity to start playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I would not.
Why not?
Because I don't want to play a card game. I don't want to play another card game. If I was playing Magic and that was all I played, and I was given an opportunity to play Yu-Gi-Oh, I would not. If I only played Vanguard and I was given an opportunity to play Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic, I would not.
But if you didn't play any of them and you were given a choice to do anything,
One of them, no, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't do Yugioh?
No.
Which one would you do?
I wouldn't do any of them.
Why not?
Whoa, you just opt out?
I had already been opting out, so it wouldn't matter.
Huh. How did you start playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
I don't even know. It was like an accident.
And the rest of your life just went downhill.
An unfortunate accident.
Why don't you stop?
Because I'm already so invested in it. I've gotten far enough into it that it's okay. Because I know enough that I could almost never possibly... I could, quit for 3 years and still be able to play. And, instantly be able to find the information and get the information needed to be back in the game. But I can never again invest enough energy to get into that place in another game. I only have one spurt.
Looks like you need some sludge.
Some sludge. We should call this one Sludgecast.
Sure.
Yes.
No. Make Photoshop an emblem for sludge. And then have it as the icon for the podcast.
You would need to do that. That's all you if you want.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll see if it happens. If it doesn't,
Whatever.
you can put a picture of Grimer. I don't know.
Sludge.
Using sludge bomb.
Is there a sludge Yu-Gi-Oh monster?
It's not Grimer or Muck. Sludge.
Yu-Gi-Oh monster.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Sludge monster.
There is.
There's not.
Yes, there is. You can't think of the badness. No, it's that monster.
What?
You know that one with the flower on its head? It looks like just goo.
What?
It's just or maybe it's a normal monster.
Amoeba?
No, it's not amoeba.
I want to see if any card in the game has sludge in it.
No.
It doesn't have sludge in its name, but
I
it looks
know.
like sludge. No.
Okay, so
They're not that disgusting.
why would
the
the card
card
text
text.
have sludge in it?
Because it got a little dirty.
Yeah, I guess.
Do Earth. I know it's Earth.
What?
Wait, no. What about that many-eyed, goop monster? No, it's normal, Do normal.
Awesomize?
No, do normal, level 2 or lower, and under 800 attack. Good. And make it Earth, yes. You'll see it. You'll see it coming.
Nothing come up.
There's no monsters. That means I get Archfiend Marmot of Nefariousness.
Basic insect, vanilla, digbeak, fire
Wait, is that
grass,
it?
flame viper. None of those will be it, I guarantee it. Kagemusha, the blue flame,
Maneater.
mushroom.
Mushroom Man.
What's wrong with Mushroom Man?
This is dumb.
The Mungus.
Oh god. Maybe it was level 3.
Maybe it's level 3. No.
Maybe it was level 1.
No. Wait, are you only doing level 2?
Level 2 and lower.
Okay.
Okay, so
Then I
it's
guess
not
it's level
1
3.
or level 2. Uh-oh.
Sadness. It exists. I'll tell you that. Make it 1,000 under.
Oh. We're gonna find this horrific sludge monster.
Yes.
And it can be the one in the picture if this happens.
Wait a minute. I can almost think of its name.
No, you can't.
It's gelatinous ooze.
No.
Rock?
No, that's not
No,
it.
it's not.
Also not sludge.
Oh.
It's got a ton of eyes, and it has a blue background.
Humanoid slime?
Humanoid slime. No, humanoid slime is awesome. Humanoid slime is so cool.
Green Phantom Thief.
Hard armor, right? Kumutoko!
Stupid spider. The picture hadn't even come up, I just know.
I set aside my M Warrior number 1 and number 2.
Nice.
Why?
That's cool.
Niwatori, disgusting. Disgusting shit.
Oh, it's the Beast Marmot of Nefariousness. How come? I didn't know we even had that
I
card.
didn't know we had that either. That's really depressing that that's out now.
I've always wanted it.
Rock.
Shovel Crusher. That card just... We barely got that card.
Crush.
We barely got it.
It's only in that... You know those, golden packs? That you can only get at, really high-level events?
Yeah.
It was only in that.
Ew.
Oh, internet, be gone, it says.
Oh, it's back.
Wow.
Soul Tiger.
Soul Tiger.
Two-Mouth Dark Ruler.
Venom
Willamy.
I don't know what that monster is.
It's a terrifying rabbit with
Oh,
Wolverine hands.
I have seen that. I didn't know that.
Just
was
look
its
up
name.
gelatinous ooze. Just look up ooze. I know. That's its name.
I don't even know if there's a monster in the game with ooze in its name.
The Oozy Scab.
I would bet that there's not.
Yes, there is.
There's not!
No! Why can't I find it? If it's water, oh my gosh.
Gelatin? Food.
No monster.
Hey, that wasn't one either.
Just do water. Oh my gosh. No! Not humanoid slime.
Yeah, humanoid worm drake.
He's gonna be the picture of the podcast, right?
Worm drake.
That thing is awesome.
The
Humanoid slime
Sludgecast.
is so cool.
It'll be the Sludgecast and he'll
We
be the
are
picture.
not using a picture of humanoid slime. It is not sludge. It's what Revival Gem is made of.
Yeah. Humanoid slime. No, do
Which is
water.
win.
Do water.
A
Wait,
monster
do
with
water
water in its
type.
name?
No, make it the water. It's water type.
You know what I say?
No!
I say if you want to find this monster, you do it on your own time. And if it exists, you tell me, and then I'll make it the podcast.
No.
Because doing this on the podcast is like death.
It's like
We're
death.
done already.
But okay,
You're
so
making the
we'll talk
podcast.
about this next comment while I'll search.
Whatever.
It's even better.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so it's Dual Terminals by Rondog Silver. He says, "Can you do a podcast on dual terminals?" And just wanting to know what DD cards people are looking. Matt,
Terminals
what's going
over.
with you?
It's done.
Just wanting to know what DD cards people are looking for and what will help Chaos Dragons.
The battle has been decided, okay?
It's been decided.
Already been decided. Dual terminal.
What about Frog the Jam?
Oh god! Not. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. That's it right there.
Oh!
Liquid bees, baby.
Liquid beast. All right.
Blue background, many eyes.
Ooze. Sludge.
I hate it so
Yeah,
much.
I will agree. A liquid life form that thrives on water. How can a liquid life form that thrives in water turn into sludge?
No, Slive's on it.
It
thrives on water.
It is sludge. It absorbs the water and turns it into something less.
But,
if it thrives on water, it doesn't
So wait,
consume anything
back to the
else.
comment. So is the dual terminal really over?
What?
Yeah.
Is it over?
The battle for the dual terminal has been decided. Like they're done.
Sophia, the disgusting
Yeah.
girl creature,
That doesn't mean they won't make more, does
the
it?
hideous
They can make a
troll of
difference
the
to
dual
the
terminal
dual
world, was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is a problem. Genocide. Mass genocide.
So would
go.
could we do a podcast?
Didn't we say we were going to do one forever ago? A dual terminal
We
podcast
said it in jest.
is simultaneously a Hidden Arsenal podcast.
Of course.
Because they are the same exact thing,
Dual
except
terminal
one
podcast.
costs more and gives you better odds and one costs
Okay.
less.
Hidden Arsenal podcast
worse
will be
odds.
both our greatest strength and our greatest weakness.
Simultaneously. But dual terminal and what cards people are looking for right now. If you go to a dual terminal and you spend $100, you'll make your money back. Spend $20, you have a chance of making your money back. Spend $50, you'll make your
If
money
you
back.
spend like $30, you have a chance of getting more.
You have a better chance of the closer you get to 50, the higher the chance that you will make your money back, up to 100%.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess maybe a week or two before the next Hidden Arsenal comes out, we could just do an all-encompassing one.
Yeah, I guess so.
We could do like the old ones in the beginning, and then as we get later in the podcast, we could go to like the current one that's about to come out, and we could say cards that you should be looking for out of that.
So we could tell a story during the news section, the
Yes.
entire story, and
Yes,
it'll bring
Kyle.
us into the Hidden Arsenal.
Yes.
That could be a short segment at the beginning of the podcast.
Also, like I said about those spending money on the Hidden Arsenal, you do it now because I don't know when they're not going to be in dual terminals anymore, and the cards are all like Illswarm monsters and Constellar stuff.
When they actually come out, you can bet they're going to be worth less.
Yeah, exactly. They're worth a lot right now because there aren't dual terminals at least in our state. They aren't everywhere. So you get them, you get the good stuff, you sell them, you make money.
You have goodwill.
And they're in part 2 right now, which has the latter half of the dual terminal stuff. The previous one was Dagusta
Xerxes, God of War.
Phoenix, Dagusta Emerald, and Laval Chain were in the previous ones.
What's in this one? Oh, Elsewhere.
This one is like a majority of the Illswarm stuff and
Ophion.
Constellar stuff.
People are bowing down to Ophion like he's a god.
Yeah, they
Yeah, they
love
are.
that card a little too much.
They love that extra plus, that extra.
He is not a
lance
god.
to hand.
Watch the video. I think capital G made it. Ophion is not a god.
I don't think he made it. But
Okay, maybe.
I haven't really been intimidated by that card yet. So
What are you doing? What are you doing?
they summon it and I'm just kinda like, whatever.
Heroes?
I'm not really trying to
But you
keep your monsters on the board right now, so
Can't Miracle Fusion.
go for it. Oh darn.
Can't drag.
I'd barely Miracle Fusion as it is because I just don't draw that card.
How do you deal with it? How do you deal with Ophion with infection, pandemic, whatever?
What's that one?
The one that
It's Lance.
Oh, the Lance one. You do like it like you do with any big
Excalibur.
monster with Lance.
Excalibur. That's
My own
space.
Lance. I don't know.
my own nuts.
I will pierce your side.
Attack with
my own
Elvira.
nuts.
Attack with Elvira. And they're like, there's nowhere to go here. You can activate your trap.
What is going on?
Okay, there's a Family Guy clip where there's this
Podcast is over.
No, it's not. This is so. He did the exact same thing without even knowing it. There's like, you know how back in the old days they used to like duel by like walking like 10 paces, turning around
Yeah.
and shooting them. Like, there's a guy.
The
He's like
dueling
an
club.
old colonial guy. He looks like a donut, and then the shot goes through him, and he's like, "Ha! You missed. I'll give you one last chance to rescind your insult on my mother." And then the other guy's just a big square. He's like, "Never!" And he's just walking back and forth, trying to like, but he's gonna get hit because he's just a huge square. No matter what he does. he's just gonna get
Oh
hit.
my gosh.
And then Kyle was like, I was like, attack Obion. And then you were just like,
Nowhere to go here? Nowhere to go?
It's like, what am I gonna do?
Like,
This card doesn't do anything.
like, they can activate it preemptively and I'll just chain Lance.
Or you can just chain Lance and they won't be able to activate it. It won't matter.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, if they're like, I attack, they activate Pandemic, whatever it's called, and I'll chain the Lance so that it's affected by it, and then I'll attack over
Okay,
it.
so if you activate Lance first,
Then they can chain that and say spell, or whatever it does. Like, didn't make it unaffected by Lance. Oh, but then, and if it goes in the damage step, they can't activate it anymore. And then,
never.
oh no! And they can waste their own Lance on my Zumbira. I'm totally down. I'm down for them wasting cards on Zumbira. That's like the best. That's the best part about Zumbira. No one will use a card on Zumbira the dog.
Okay,
I'll just wait for
I
his
should have
attack
said
to go
this.
down.
One of my last forays in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Before my 2-week break, I faced a Verse deck with my Prophecy deck. It was Kevin.
Oh yeah.
I won, but it made me worried. Because my deck is really all in when it comes to, like, doing stuff. Like, there's no middle ground. Either you summon High Priestess, or you do nothing.
Well, that's true.
So once Verse... Well, first of all, Yugioh came out, and I was like... I underestimated it. I was like, oh, I'll just get over this somehow. I searched a High Priestess with a Justice instead of using power on Justice and attacking for it.
Oh yeah.
So, I had to wait, like... I had to stall for, like, 10 or 15 turns before I could get away to bait out. I forget how exactly I got over it. I think maybe I tribute summoned High Priestess.
Wow. Speaks a lot to how the deck can just sit there.
Yeah. I did some really disgusting thing that I don't want to think about.
Probably used life on something horrible and tributed it.
Yeah. Ophion is a problem. But I mean,
That deck.
it has a very, like, you have, like, one or two specific answers. If you don't have them, you just can't do anything.
But that'll end the podcast right there.
Oh, he does it.
Done. So this is us signing off with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Game Podcast. I am Kyle Oliver.
I'm Matt Carter, reminding you that you can go to the YCGPodcast.com to hang out in the forums, post on the podcast page, giving us feedback about the episode. Don't forget that there is a place on our website to request topics on the podcast that we
Yes.
look at fairly frequently.
Also, if you got a cool deck idea that you don't know exactly what to do with, be sure to try to submit it to Fix It Friday.
Yes, which ours will be this week. It'll be this Friday.
Oh.
Scheduling craziness and the fact that like the 100th show was not up until earlier this week was crazy, man. It was crazy. Stuff kept breaking down. So there's
System was down.
Fix It Friday. We also have to do that rulings video on summons, the different types of
Oh,
summons.
so much.
And suggest also if you want to get in like game mechanic questions or rulings questions, you can send those to rulings@ycgpodcast.com. You can send us emails to email@ycgpodcast.com.
Oh my god. How does this go on for 2 hours and 30 minutes?
That's nothing.
Shush Manugan.
What else? Facebook. You can get updates on the things that we do, the articles. Kyle writes more often than I do. And
I write
when
never.
podcasts go up, what?
I write never.
Yeah, never. We're just sad.
I'll pat you on
We
the
want
head.
you to.
Pat you on the hair.
We want to hear about you, Justin, and the things that you do. That thing you do.
Thing you do.
Also, Twitter, the YCG Podcast, or no, it's just YCG Podcast, both Facebook and Twitter.
So many things to check.
So
If
many
you can't
places
remember
to
any
get
of those, just go
information.
to the website, ycgpodcast.com, and look around.
Yes, browse.
Okay, so
And
now
what's
who
your
are you?
name?
new this week, Justin Bell.
Yes, a return.
From the different
A
dimension.
glorious return and
Glorious Illusion? What is that card do?
and a chaos end. Glorious illusion brings back a Lightsworn monster
And?
And mills 2 cards during your end phase.
Nice.
I didn't even know that.
It has a picture of Lumina.
Going like,
she's like made out of like gel.
There's a card that randomly revives Lightsworns.
Continuous. It's a call to haunted for Lightsworn that mills 2 during the end.
Glorious illusion.
Interesting.
Is that interesting?
You didn't know? Interesting.
Maybe I did, but maybe I discounted it because when I could have used it, it was terrible.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
Now there's 3 Call of the Haunted,
Now
but there's a
there's-
lot more Lightsworn. There's goods there, basically.
Now that you don't want to run as many light swords and call them Z3s, there's not. But
That's weird. But bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.